Yo, chat. What's good? What is good, chat? Yeah, I'm here. Took a minute to get the computer up and going, but we here. What's up, Honkler? What's up, Jidge? What's up, Skylander? What's up, Candor? What's up, X Slasher? What's up, Dole? What's up, Stack? Oh, alright, see you later, man. Mob Psych was good. Facts. True. What's up, Justice Phillips, the Cartoon King? What's up, How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Mob over Naruto over Gon as main character. True. That's facts. That's actually just facts. Let's make combo Hatsus that Chrollo had in his favor to see if it holds against Hisoka. No one ever did that. Honkler, explain what you mean by that. I don't really understand what you mean by that. By the way, everyone, how's the volume right now? Is the volume alright? How do I sound? Because this is the first time I'm recording in my new apartment. I don't know if like the AC is too loud or like how's it sound for y'all? Volume good? So how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? What everyone think of that that Hisoka video? I heard no background noise before you clicking the mouse. Alright, cool. Sorry about my English. I am from Brazil. I may sound confusing at times. It's all good. Which Hatsu's Chrollo had at his disposal, and how could he use it against Hisoka to win? I could talk a little bit about that. I kind of want to do a Hisoka versus Chrollo video. So, yeah, I don't really want to get too much into that. Almost at 50K. True. We're about to hit 50K. We're about 1,030 away. So, you know, hopefully we hit that soon. My boy's back. Yes, sir. Gonna try to stream more often. Hisoka, Silva, Zeno, Chrollo, Illumi? Nah. It's Hisoka, Chrollo, Zeno, Silva, Illumi. I feel like you should have more subs than what you have since they're so high quality. True. Bro just decided to tell the truth today. Does Platinum S solo My Hero? I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't know My Hero scaling like that. Do you think we're gonna get 120, 26? Probably a couple chapters. They seem to come out every like half a year or something, I think. It feels like it at least. My Hero like FTL Multi-Continental. Ooh, Small Planet is a little spicy. I mean, if they're that strong, then Platinum Sperm is probably getting annihilated. I don't even know if he's multi-continental, to be honest. I don't think he is. Yeah. Probably not. How can enforcers beat Hisoka using bungee gum? I feel like it is impossible to beat him in a simple hand-to-hand combat. If you are physically so powerful, then bungee gum will not work on you. Just depends on how strong the character is. Only one character of Small Planet Luffy, no skills to it besides the one person who did the feat. What up, D-Cyber? Good to see you back. What up, Eternal Flame? How you doing? Even Razorback couldn't crush bungee gum. Hardly no one in the series could do it, to be honest. Yeah, no, very few people are actually able to do it. Especially because Hisoka's just that strong. Platinum should be multi-continental or higher because of the Garo he fought. That Garo is not multi-continental. Chilling. Been just catching up on life. Trying to stay on top of videos. Though I've been slacking lately. I gotta pick up the pace. Gotta lock in. Still just built different? Yeah, I mean, he's a tough cookie. Uncaged Shoot and Knuckle versus Kite, Gon, and Killua. Shoot and Knuckle probably got that. Uncaged, base Shoot and Knuckle already beat Kite. I mean, he was bloodlusted and they weren't. And then, like, normal Gon and Killua are just weaker than Shoot and Knuckle, so I think they got that. I think they got that. We might talk about some Hunter x Hunter matchups while we're here today. But for now, I'm just gonna start with some basic little Q's and A's while I get the stream around. Have you ever thought about how perfect Morel and Hatsus are against Bungee Gum? Sadly, they can't handle in hand-to-hand combat to win. No, maybe. Not really Morel though. Is Monster King Orochi solo OG Dragon Ball? Me and Mr. Perfect Cell made a video about Kid Goku versus the Monster Association. We kind of go over it there, so I'd suggest checking it out for a more in-depth answer. But if you go off the manga only, then Orochi probably got that, and if you include the anime scaling, then Dragon Ball got that. Who is the most overrated Troupe member? Probably Finks or Machi. Nuff can go to other dimension anytime and scrape the gum off. Thanks for the 5. 5 Uvogins versus the entire Zoldyck family and Zoldyck family estate. Yo, the Uvogins are running wild in there. It's just gonna be like mini nuclear bombs going off all across the mountain. Boom, boom, boom. Like what's like they don't have any recourse. I mean, like, Zeno, Silva, and Illumi could all probably 1v1 an Uvogin, but, like, they aren't beating all 5. It's gonna be like the Invincible War. Zeno Dragon Dive can deal damage or not. Dragon Dive is featless. Also, Jij asked earlier, 9 Chrollo versus Yuppie. Chrollo got that. Too many Chrollos. They too many tricks. Too many tricks and little tricks they can pull off. What's up, Ian? How's it going? Good to see you. Illumi, Hisoka, and Chrollo versus Pito that just learned Nen. That's a good one, to be honest. Pito might get caught off guard if they go in with a plan. I think if they go in with like a little bit of a plan, then they can pull it off. But if they like get caught off guard, then Pito probably wins. Hisoka drop P2. Illumi stick a needle in her eye. Yeah, you can't prove that Hisoka would be able to trap Pito, to be honest. $1,000 Chrollos join the raid on Merwin Palace. I think 1,000 of Eddiewood would change the tide. I think 1,000 normal people just running in to distract people would change things. Who got the strongest Riz game in the entire Hunter x Hunterverse? Yo, what's good, Lilo? Thanks for the 2, brother. Yo, Lilo makes some good videos. Y'all should go check him out. And he does really fun live streams. So make sure y'all go check him out and subscribe to him. He makes good videos, and he deserves more subs. Thank you so much, sir. Who got the strongest Riz game in the entire Hunter x Hunterverse? Gon, low key. I think Gon got that. How strong would Naruto Crossverse be only using part 1 scaling? Um, um, I think like Jiraiya has like a mountain level calc. How do you think Hisoka and Pito would interact besides power scaling? They would very much enjoy each other's presence. They would really like to. They would both really like to fight each other. Royal Guard versus Disaster Curses minus Mahito. Disaster Curses probably. The end of part 1 Naruto Sasuke Palace invasion against the Royal Guards. I don't know. I need to think about that. One member of the guard one taps every disaster curse combined. I don't know about that. It's a bit extreme. I fear with all the character pictures we got for OPM that were revealed that we probably don't even finish the entire MA arc, the upcoming season 3. Probably not. The MA arc is way too long. I can see Hisoka dealing with Pito, but not dealing damage. It might go like Netero versus Meron, to be honest. I doubt it. Pito is pretty darn fast. Thoughts on Hisoka versus Silva? Man. Oh, by the way, thank you again, Lilo, for the 2. Much appreciated. I got Hisoka for sure. I think the fact that Chrollo was able to block multiple hits from Silva definitely would put Hisoka above. Like, Chrollo was low-key terrified of fighting Hisoka hand-to-hand. Black S versus Carnage Kabuto. Probably Carnage Kabuto. Just run through him for a whole week. Gon versus Yuji. I think Yuji consistently has better scaling. Super Ion versus Hunter x Hunter verse. Bro, I think normally Ion's got a pretty good shot, to be honest. Normally Ion versus Hunter x Hunter might be like the battle of the century. Could Hisoka produce massive amounts of gum to defend himself or set the stage of a fight? Probably not. Although, maybe to defend himself, depending on the context, you mean? What do you think Netero's total aura capacity level is? Do you think 150k is too low? Okay. So, here's what I'm thinking. There's multiple ways to interpret the data book stats from the Yu Yu Hakusho guide. However, Netero does have a 5 out of 5 in aura. And the only other group to share that is the Royals. And another thing too is that it is stated when Killua sees Netero's aura that his aura was extending multiple miles, whereas Pito's only goes up to 2 kilometers, meaning Netero's aura was actually reaching a greater distance than Pito when Pito was specifically trying to stretch their aura as much as possible. So like, low-key, Netero might have more aura than Pito. How many B-class heroes would it take to take on the Royal Palace? I don't think any of them would be able to beat a single Royal Guard. Give me an argument how King could survive in Hunter x Hunterverse or even the Dark Continent. Remember the poison and other stuff there applies. He would just constantly be like 0.1 inches away from getting hit by something, and then he'd accidentally duck his head like Mr. Satan fighting Kid Buu. Genos versus Pito? It depends on the version of Genos. I think Netero skill is a little behind in aura capacity compared to the Royal Guard. It's weird. Comparing capacity and output is a very weird. What state of Genos we talking about? Yeah, you know, that changes the answer to the question. Purry with bristle armor and tank top master versus bloodlust are willing to kill Garo. Garo slams. Garo would murder them, Dole. You know that. You know that. Don't ask silly questions. I think this feat that you mentioned has to do with skill, not aura capacity. That's true too. It's just measuring aura capacity in anyone other than like people that we explicitly get numbers for is weird, because we don't really get like a number or an amount attributed to anyone. Oh, my bad. I'm hitting the pen too much. Is current Genos relative to Meruem or nah? Oh, current Genos would annihilate Meruem. He would eviscerate Meruem. Super Yian and Cosmic Fear Garo versus DBZ. I mean, Super Yian, he's got Dimension Slash. They don't have anything for that in DBZ. What are your thoughts on Saitama versus Majin Buu? That's a video level question, low key. But right now, I'd say I lean towards Saitama versus normal Buu. And then Buhan would win. I believe that Ren is the biggest way to measure aura capacity. Well, Ren is just output. Ren is literally just aura output. Bisky, Razor, and Uvogin versus Hisoka. D Cyber, do you mean all three of them at once or one-on-one? How strong Hisoka actually is, like capturing Machi plus killing Cortopi plus Shalnark like it's nothing, and we know he's holding back all the time. True, Hisoka's just strong. What about Kid Buu? I don't know about Kid Buu. To be honest, I think Buu is only around 20 times stronger than Super Perfect Cell. If you go off the anime, he's massively stronger. Massively stronger. But manga only is definitely more debatable. Was the strongest character from One Punch Man? We're getting a lot of questions today. What's the strongest character from One Punch Man that Knuckle Bind could beat if they were to go all out and utilize his end to the fullest? Oh, D Cyber asked all together at once. They would probably kill Hisoka. That's just too many people for Hisoka to deal with. Too many people that are relative to him at that. I don't know. Knuckle is not that strong compared to compared to One Punch Man. Gambamaru? Who's Gambamaru? Yeah, because I remember in the manga, Super Saiyan 2 Goku over Teen, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Super Saiyan 3, that's Fat Buu. Yeah, it's because the anime gives us more proof for like how much stronger Goku got, whereas the manga's more vague, and they act like Gohan is still like really strong. Killua versus Megami? I want to say Megami. I'd have to really think about that, though. No, maybe Killua. That's hard. No, I guess Megami. Okay, Megami. But I'd have to think a lot about that. Uvogin is not overhyped. Uvogin gets downplayed, pal. Uvogin is strong. With Feitan being heavily damaged along with his arm being broken from one hit from Zazan, could he survive a full power Big Bang impact? Probably not. Uvogin himself thinks nobody is surviving full power Big Bang impact. I have good reason to believe him. In the anime, Goku fought Paikon, who no-diffed Cell. 123 Knuckles versus 70 Chrollos. 70 Chrollo. 70 Chrollos, for sure. For sure 70 Chrollos. Megami, I'm dying. No, he died. Oh, true. Knuckle has the most underrated Hatsu. He beats any human within 2 minutes. It just depends on the matchup. It just depends on the matchup, because anyone that can like consistently outbox him should be able to win. Is Feitan overhyped? For sure. For sure he's overhyped. And don't forget, Lilo, like, most fights against top tiers are not going to be 10 minutes long. Like, 10 minutes was like an eternity during the Chimera Ant arc. I think Knuckles Hatsu is good enough. It's not underrated, it's good. Are you cutting out, or is it just me? Chat, am I cutting? Am I cutting out? Am I cutting out, chat? Not cutting out for a few seconds? 10 minutes was life sentence. Alright, cool. Feitan needs to fight without his Hatsu until he gets heavy damage. It's actually way too overhyped. Many Nen fights and then a one-shot. Not many. I wouldn't say many Nen fights. I'd say most fights in Hunter x Hunter are actually pretty close. There's very few no or even low diffs in Hunter x Hunter. That said, it's rough for Feitan, considering he does have to try to last most fights without even using his ability. Like, anyone that's slightly stronger than Feitan is just like, oh, well, L, I guess. Knuckle versus Sphinx is a great matchup. It is an interesting match. It's kind of like Gon versus Knuckle on a slightly higher level. Although I do give that to Knuckle. What up, big fella? Thanks for the 2. Much appreciated as always. How you doing? Did you check out Zach Bell? I did not. I've been like pretty busy since last stream, so I haven't really gotten a chance to like check other things out. If you remind me what that is, we might be able to do that next stream though. How many fingers does Sukuna need to go up against the Royal Palace? 15. I don't... Maybe 10. Maybe, I guess. What do you think is stronger? Finks Max Wind-Up Punch versus Uvogin Big Bang Impact? I think it's impossible to prove this, but I do think it, like, Finks theoretically can get higher than Uvogin. It just, we don't know how much it would take, I guess. Like how many windups it would actually take. But I think that Uvogin is stronger than the one he used on the Chimera Ant, at least. Feitan versus Illumi, who you got? Illumi. Illumi got that. Demon Child Battle Royale with human partners. Wait, what? Wait, what are we talking about? Zach Bell? Zach Bell? Zach Bell? I think if Finks does max wind up punch, it would put all his aura into one hand. But that doesn't make sense to me though. Because that's the sense. Oh, you mean like zero hand. Okay. Okay. Maybe then. It's possible. We just don't know right now, unfortunately. I hope we'll find out one day. Oh, is it a game? Yo, big fella. I'm pretty sure you're in my server. DM me and we'll talk about the game a little bit. Do you think Killua and Gon, both Chimera and Arc can be a match for one of the troop members? Oh, bro. Gon and Killua annihilate most of the troop. Especially if they're working together. Big fella, you're not in the Discord server? Yo, try to join the Discord server if you can. Oh shit. Oh damn. I think I killed Feitan. Yo, oh, what up, Kona-kun? Oh, it's a manga. Okay. I will try to remember to check it out. There's a lot of manga I'm reading right now because people donated for me to read it. But I will try to give it a chance if I get if I have the time. Can I join the Discord server? The Discord server is in the link. The link for it is in the description of the video or the live stream. It's also in the description of every single video I've ever did. So yeah, click it, join. Feel free to come and chat. Nah, you're overrating the kids. No, Gon and Killua are monsters. They are monsters, man. They are cracked. Have you read The Pool? I have not. I've not read The Pool. I've never even heard of The Pool. If all the Phantom Troop had Uvo stats, who would benefit the most from the buff? Finks. Finks would definitely benefit the most. Because it would just be he would just be able to amp his stats with like a god tier, not god tier, but like you basically have like peak physical ability on top of an ability to amp that. So he'd be pretty busted. They'd be pretty busted. Although Chrollo could too. Chrollo's got like pretty good hand-to-hand skill wise, at least. Let's talk Hisoka. Saiyan Saga, Vegeta versus Naruto versus Naruto obliterates. It's not even close. Not even close, good sir. Best character from Hunter? Hunter? My personal favorite character is probably Netero. Don't know who is for sure the best. Do you think thinks Hatsu has a limit, or he can just spin his arm as much as he likes? It probably has a limit. Be weird to assume that it doesn't. Weird to just give him that benefit of the doubt. We literally didn't see Illumi get in any real fight. Yeah, but he's got good implications. Saitama versus base DBS Goku. Goku annihilates. It's not even close. Saitama versus peak Naruto and Sasuke. Probably Saitama. Hisoka's not beating Zeno. Hisoka is slapping Zeno. Look at the image. Look at the image. That's all you gotta know. That's all you gotta know. Hisoka can replicate what he did. Machi just by going into hand-to-hand combat. Not exactly. It would be difficult to do it against someone who is on guard, but he can pull it off. All right, buddy. Can we actually debate this? I would love to hear your takes. King Shadow, would you be able to voice debate it or no? But like, if you just wanted to ask some basic questions, I could answer. But like, it would be cool if you could. Like, are you in my Discord server? Like, that is the best way to like have a like proper debate with me. Yeah. If not, you can just ask some basic questions about the topic. We can quote unquote debate it. All right, cool. I won't be able to talk about it with you right this instant because obviously I'm live streaming. The link is in the description, so go down, description of the live. You can click it there. And then we can debate about it sometime. Yeah, I would say we could do it like in the live, but Discord tends to get freaky when you're streaming at the same time. At least on my computer. My computer sucks. But if you don't mind, here if you want, we can wait until almost the end of the stream when I'm almost done, and we can do it then. That way, even if the stream dies, it's all right. We've done all the chatting. If Silva one-shots Shitu, does that mean he will obliterate Morel? Not exactly, because Morel is a hacks-based fighter. Doesn't mean he just gets obliterated. However, it probably does mean he's superior. Who would you say would win, Hisoka or Illumi? Hisoka. What speed do you put DBS Goku? Billions of times faster than light or infinite speed? Nice. Pre-postmortem, then Hisoka versus Illumi. Illumi taught Killua never fight someone you cannot beat, and Illumi straight up said he will kill Hisoka. Illumi was enraged, for one. Also, Illumi's, I guess, ideology might not really apply if a family member is on the line, because Illumi has said multiple times before he is willing to let himself die if it means saving the rest of the family. So that might not apply. But Hisoka is also confident that he would beat Illumi. Are you gonna join to debate this? Yeah, we like I said, if you can wait until we're almost done with the live, then I'll join. Like, if you can wait like 20 at least 20 minutes, and then we can debate. I want to answer a couple more questions from the chat. Zeno is leagues above Zeno? Typo. Typo alert. What is your opinion on demon level threats being scaled to continental? No. God, no. Jesus, no. That's not true. Illumi versus Silva? I would lean towards Silva. Myself. Slightly. Zeno versus Silva. I'd lean slightly towards Zeno. But they're very close. Also, do yourself doing Hunter x Hunter being graded as JJK characters? Like grade 1, grade 2, special grade. I could do something like that. I am going to do Hisoka versus Hunter x Hunter as a video pretty soon. Strongest 3 demon level monsters, One Punch Man. Phoenix Man, Bug God, and G5. Top 3. Do you think Illumi can manipulate his needles to fly around and attack? No. Silva beats Zeno. Probably not. Unlikely. Chrollo beats Pito. Oh, hell nah. Oh boy, you're one of those people. You're one of those people. Funny thing is, back in Greed Island, when she first met Hisoka and knew his Hatsu ability, she said she was stronger than him. Meaning she might have... Wait, who are you talking about? Who has more Who said they know Hisoka's ability? Who knows Hisoka's ability? Who said that they're stronger than him? I do not remember this. How the hell would Chrollo beat Pito? I mean, there are ways, but, you know, unlikely. Very unlikely. Back in Greed Island. Oh, Bisky. Bisky never said she was stronger than him. As far as I'm aware. Bisky never said that. Pizza would wipe out the entire Phantom Troupe, to be honest. True. She did in the anime at least? I don't recall her ever saying that. And I watched the anime. Dagger, that's sad. So what do you think would happen if Chrollo hit Pito? Would that probably bounce off? It would probably bounce off of Pito. Zeno beats the Royal Guards too? Oh, good lord. Bro, did I debate you already? I swear I debated you. I swear I debated you. I am near certain. He's rage baiting? Seems like it. I do smell the bait. Feitan, who is one of the strongest members of the Phantom Troupe, struggled with Zazan. Chrollo shouldn't be leagues above him, but Pito's leagues above Squadron Leaders. So I don't know about that. Chrollo might just annihilate Feitan. Holding on. Next stream. How y'all feeling about like doing Hunter x Hunter matchups? For the next stream. Chrollo's good on hacks, but his physicals shouldn't be much higher than Feitan. Sure. Would current Hisoka be a threat to the Royal Guard? Nope. Current Hisoka might get one shot. Killer Beat's gone throughout the whole series. Except for Greed Island, probably. The scene of Zeno hyping up Netero is hilarious. Oh, it is kind of weird and random. I'm just like Lilo's? I mean, Me and Lilo can just be right. You should make King Shadow on Chrollo equal Pito. I'm actually fine with Chrollo and Pito having relative speed. I'm actually fine with that. I think people overestimate Pito's speed. I've always believed that Pito is just too powerful and intelligent for most people, rather than it being a speed thing. All right, look, chat. Look, chat. Here's what we're gonna do, because we've been live. Let's see, how long have we been live for? Have we been live for an hour already? It's been almost an hour. Okay, chat. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go into my Discord server. Anyone wants to join, they can. I'm gonna argue with Shadow or King Shadow here. I guess because he wants to talk about Zeno versus Hisoka. But anyone that wants to argue about Hisoka is more than welcome to join. So, let me get Discord set up. Why does Chrollo have relative speed to Pito? Y'all are mad overestimating Pito, to be honest. Where do you stand on Gon versus Killua and Greed Island without Killua and Nen Needle nerfing him? We don't know. It's impossible to prove. It's actually impossible to prove so far. As why does Chrollo have relative speed to Pito? I mean, look, here's the thing. The Royals are all pretty much relative. Oh, the Discord link is expired? Oh, hold up. Hold up. I'll put a new link in. I'll put a new link in right now. The Royals should all be relative in speed. And a lot of people are able to keep up with the Royals. By the way, anyone... Oh, calm down. Yo, chill. Chill. My bad. My dog's going crazy. How many zero hands would it take to beat Meruem from Prime Netero? I don't know. Like 10, maybe? Alright, look, chat. I'm going to put the Discord link right here. This is the link to the Discord server. I'm going to pin it. Now, just look. We're going to be in chillin'. And now there is a strong possibility that me doing Discord at the same time as running the stream will just die. So we might end abruptly today. However, we're here to talk about Hisoka. So let's talk about Hisoka. Anyone that wants to join and talk should go into the arena chat. Go into the arena chat. Please don't say anything that will kill me on YouTube. Yeah. King Shadow, if you want to join, just go into the arena chat. You are going to be muted off the start, but I'll just remove the mute in a second. I might have a couple people join too, just to add flavor to the stream. Anime debates are peak stream content. True. Yo, Lilo, get in here, man. Get on in here. Get on in here. Oh, hey, Skinny. Oh, I know you're muted because you're at work right now, but how's it going? Mind a bit. I'm editing a bit right now as I'm listening. Oh, word. What's up, the champ? Who are you, the champ? We are live streaming right now, the champ, just so you know. Everyone is muted once they first join this chat. Yeah, anyone that wants to come and talk, join the arena. Hold on. Oh, King Shadow, are you the champ? Oh, no. That's King Shadow. Okay. I need to give you the debater perm. The champ, you should be able to talk now. And King Shadow, I'll also give you. No one's going to be able to hear them on the stream yet. I got him muted. For now. Okay. The champ and King Shadow, let me know if you're able to unmute. Kashima's in here now. Anyone that joins the arena, please hit me up in lunch table so I know who you are. Could Hisoka stick some traps on the battlefield to trap people in place? How could they deal with it? It depends. We don't really know. Still muted? Okay. Oh, hell, I got my Discord mechanic over here. Skinny, can you fix this? By the way, people
in like 5 minutes.
People can hear you now. 5 minutes? Five minutes. I'm Pixel Pack. What's up, Pixel Pack? All right, my Discord mechanic is gonna fix things right now. Skinny, just tell me how to give them perms to talk in the arena. Everyone is muted right now, just so you know. Just so everyone's still caught up. All right, we might just move to another chat because I'm not sure how to fix this. My Discord mechanic isn't earning his his paycheck.
What do you mean?
Yo, my Discord mechanic's back. Discord mechanic, please. How do I unmute these people?
I was outside and it's super windy and I didn't want to, interrupt the stream like that.
No, it's all right. Level Up Gods asked if I join the Discord, will you gain my information? No, that's illegal.
Yes. Yeah, no. He's lying. He will know everything about you.
No, that is illegal. Please don't say I'm committing crimes on live. I am not committing crimes.
Yeah. That's just, what we say up front.
So Skinny, what do I do? I could have sworn.
I'm turning on my PC now.
I could have sworn that people.
I'll get to it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I could have sworn anyone with the debate role was able to talk in here.
Don't worry, I'll fix it. Just give me time.
All right. Everyone that's in the arena can also still talk in the other chats, by the way. So.
Okay, let's see here.
Like I said, everyone, there is a new updated Discord link in the description of the live too. If anyone wants to click there. My mechanic is just finishing things up. Do you think Kite could obliterate P2 if she was made of normal humans, not net users? No. I don't think so.
Oh, wait.
By the way, can y'all hear Skinny or no? Can y'all hear my Discord mechanic?
Your Discord mechanic.
By the way, once I start debating with people, it'll be harder for me to read the chat, so I'm going to focus on donos, but I'll keep an eye out. But I will be mainly focusing on donos.
Right now, do you want unmuted?
I want to be able to unmute people as they join. But like I want people to come in without the ability to talk, and then I can give them a role and then they're able to talk.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, which person right now do you want unmuted so I can
King Shadow is the first to want to argue about something.
King Shadow, okay, let's see what's going on here. And you're saying he can't currently unmute?
Yeah, I gave him the debater role, but he still's not able to. I could have sworn that was the role needed.
You think that this was stupid sometimes?
How could Pito win without Nen? She wouldn't even be able to defend herself. Pito's base physicals might be really, really strong. I don't know for sure. Hey, is it only Hisoka you're going to talk about? No, we can talk about anything. Doesn't even need, like, we're mainly talking about Hunter x Hunter today. But we can talk about anything you want to talk about.
Alright, King Shadow, are you able to unmute now?
Also, our friend Dole is
Nope.
here. Our friend Dole is here to moderate as well. Spectate.
We're not friends. I'm not moderator.
Okay.
Well, first of all, we're not friends. Second of all, I'm moderating.
Okay. Where do you stand on Kite versus Feitan? Kite would win. Yeah, why is Dole able to talk in here?
Well, yeah, because he's a mod, isn't he?
I don't think he has mod.
Oh wait, you're still streaming?
Yeah.
Well, he is QOTV, baby. That's it.
All right, let me watch my tone then. This is my good friend Professor Feitan.
Yeah, good friend. Good friend.
I'm not judging this though.
No, I was joking.
Well, it's not.
Oh, okay. Who are you debating?
This guy King Shadow thinks that Zeno would annihilate Hisoka.
Is it text or?
King Shadow, you can hear me, right?
I'm pretty sure you can hear us. King Shadow, try to unmute.
No, you still can't unmute. Oh, there we go.
There we go. What's up, King Shadow?
Yeah, finally. Jeez, holy.
Sorry about that.
Mr. Professor, first, been watching you for a minute actually. I watched like that video. I think you made it like 2 years ago. Even the Panther Troupe power scaling, I
Yeah.
believe. Like you ranking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Huge fan. You and those. Huge fan.
Oh, thank you. Much appreciated.
Yeah, for sure. So like I don't want to just debate. I want to like actually like understand your point of view. But debating is pretty easy. Like I honestly believe Zeno's gonna win. I have like the evidence to back it up. But why do you
Okay.
think you're so? What do you think about that?
I think. Oh, can I turn up King Shadow's audio bit? It's not all good. Hold up. Let me try to fix the audio real quick. So King Shadow, try talking now. Chat. Let me know
Yeah.
how Shadow's audio sounds.
Is it better now?
How's the audio, chat? Does he still sound a little weird, chat? Sounds better? Alright, cool. So you're asking like why I think Hisoka would beat up Zeno?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty straightforward. I think that Zeno's feats against Chrollo are tad overrated. Chrollo fought Zeno 2-on-1 while holding back. He got tagged one time, hand-to-hand, and then tanked pretty much all the other attacks. Hisoka was able to draw blood from Chrollo with 2 attacks. The only time Hisoka ever got tagged by Chrollo was he was off guard, or not looking directly at him. Chrollo spent the entire battle trying to avoid a hand-to-hand exchange. He's able to tank barrages from Chrollo, and Chrollo can block attacks from Zeno and Silva. Hisoka's got better battle IQ feats, although that's mainly a byproduct of him having more fights. I mean, that's pretty much the main bulk of it.
Yeah, so here's my counter argument to all of that. First, Zeno and Silva, they weren't hired to defeat just Chrollo. They were hired to defeat the whole entire Phantom Troupe, members, like all of them. That's what they were hired to do. So like, it's a given that it's going to be a 2v1 if it's like 1v2 scenario. Like, is you're going to get jumped at that point, right? Because you're the only Phantom Troupe member there. So in that regard, it's a bit disingenuous, but I see where you're coming from in the sense of like Chrollo was still holding his own, but and the way I looked at it,
Sorry. I was going to say something.
The way I looked at it, it's not even. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Sorry, I was going to say something, but I thought you were finished with that point. But I'll let you go ahead and finish.
Yeah. So to analyze the fight real quick versus like Silva and Zeno, Silva or Zeno didn't receive a scratch outside of Silva being cut by the dagger, by a surprise attack, essentially. And the only damage that Zeno had took was from a Silva attack, which Silva actually like deflected and risen up in order to like not damage Chrollo and Zeno as much. But previously, like before they were even like activating their Hatsu, there was an attack that Chrollo said himself that, hey, I don't have the defenses to defend against this attack, and then Zeno like was gonna to like unalive him with that attack, but then he switched his stance and his Hatsu into like a long or mid-range distant Hatsu, and that's when you've seen Chrollo fighting off against that dragon and still keep an eye on Silva. So that shows you that Zeno has an attack that's able to one-shot Chrollo, and Chrollo believed that he didn't have the defenses against that versus Hisoka bungee gun. And I'm gonna address that real quick. When Hisoka attacks you one time,
can we talk about a little bit more about the Zeno and Chrollo exchange there? Because I don't want you to like
go ahead.
Drop a novel or something. So
yeah, that's fine. It's completely fine.
So a couple things. The first thing, so you know how you brought up the fact that they only really took one scratch, and that was Chrollo's knife. Yeah. So you know that's the only time Chrollo launched an attack in the entire fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the only time Chrollo ever makes an attack, he instantly lands it. Even though he's running straight at Silva. He's not attacking in his blind spot. Whereas the Zoldycks attacked in Chrollo's blind spots many times, and he dodged almost every single one. So I think that's pretty good for his speed.
Yeah. You say that, but like, there's two things that you have to take into account. First, was there even an opening for him to attack? And then the attack that you're talking about right now, could we even consider that attack? Because it's more so of a counter attack. And with that being said, it's like he's doing this based off of reflex, and he's doing that based off of reflex, and like he's counter attacking Silva at this point. So it's not even like considered like he wasn't like actually like trying to attack Silva, if you understand what I'm saying there. So I don't think that really counts as more so of an attack. But like it's fair to call it an attack, right? But like it's not what Silva and Zeno had did to him, right? It's not even close to putting in.
I think it's more impressive because the thing is, Silva and Zeno were attacking Chrollo 2v1, and they were constantly getting into his blind spots where he couldn't even see them, and he's still dodging and blocking every single attack. But Chrollo, when Silva is looking straight at him, Chrollo still has the time to reach into his pocket, pull a knife out, and run up. It's not just that they were close already, because Chrollo actually had to run up to him and stab him. Yeah. So I think it's actually more impressive because he landed an attack that should have been easier to see than the ones the Zoldycks launched against him.
Yeah, and that attack that you're talking about, like you were just mentioning the fact that Chrollo was dodging and like blocking Zeno and Silva attack, but that attack right there was also blocked by Silva, right? So it wasn't a clean attack either. So in that regard,
Less so blocked,
What do you-
because the point of the attack is to paralyze, it's not to do damage.
Right. So, um, yeah, it's to paralyze, but like in order to paralyze, you have to penetrate one's skin. He blocked the attack and not knowing what the knife does until afterwards, right?
Well, if the
Like that
point
was like
if the point is to penetrate the skin, you'd agree it succeeded.
in a sense, yeah, I guess.
So, Chrollo launched one attack. That attack succeeded. The only reason it didn't work is because of very specific resistance that the Zoldicks have that no one else in the series has.
Versus Chrollo and Silva, uh, which succeeded like almost all the time. Like the whole entire time they attacked, it succeeded. Like when Zeno had like locked Chrollo in that trap for Silva to perform his attack, he punched him multiple times. When Zeno had also like threw like a nin blast at him and ripped some of his clothes off, he succeeded. Even like the mid-range dragon attack, that even attacked Chrollo twice.
No,
So what do you think about
I'm
that?
not saying that the Zoldicks didn't land attacks. What I'm saying is when they fought
Yeah.
in close quarters, hand to hand, Chrollo dodged or blocked every single thing the Zoldicks hit him with. And even when Zeno pulled out the dragon, Chrollo blocked or dodged almost every single one. Chrollo launched one attack
Right.
in response, and it landed. And if Silva didn't have a poison resistance, that would have one-shot him.
Um, I really don't like. I get your point of view 100%, but I really don't like the whole entire like what if thing because like it gets annoying to a point where it's just like what if this, what if like what if Gojo didn't have Infinity and stuff
Well,
like that. Like
so
that just gets like it's
no,
kind of really hard. Like I get what you're saying though,
I
but
understand what you mean. The reason I'm bringing it up
yeah.
is because it's a very specific matchup advantage that the Zoldicks have. It's like, oh, hey, we've got this guy that controls fire and this guy that controls water. If these two have an extremely high diff fight and they just barely tie at the end, I'm pretty sure you'd agree that the guy who controls water is the guy who controls fire is probably a little stronger considering he tied with someone who controls water. So if
Would you
Chrollo,
really consider that a tie though? Look at it from the perspective of like this. Like I said earlier, Zeno and Silva they came to defeat the Phantom Troop. Like they believed alone they were strong enough to defeat the Phantom Troop. They didn't involve any other Zodiac. Like they didn't involve Maha. They didn't involve Ali. What was her name? Like little sister
Aliko.
or yeah, little sister Aliko. I forgot her name.
Well, they don't
They
know
didn't
how
involve
strong
like they just believed.
they don't know how strong
Say it again?
Chrollo is. To be fair,
No, actually, Silva has a good estimate of it. He already knew Chrollo ability in advance. He fought Chrollo in the past, and he also killed one of the Phantom Troop members. And
yeah,
to
but
like,
it's stated that Chrollo got
wh-
stronger since then, so they don't know how strong he is currently.
yeah, like it's stated that he got stronger, but we don't know how much stronger, right? Like if you barely, like it's been what 2 years since, so
Well,
he didn't get strong enough to like overpower Silva or Zeno
well,
at
Silva
all,
actually
right?
says because it's in the entire explanation. Silva says Chrollo he's improved a lot since I'll read it exactly. He's improved a lot since last time. We don't know what he's capable of. To stop him, we may have to pay with our lives. So he thinks that the current Chrollo is strong enough that they might have to die to beat him in a 2v1.
Or uh, another respect would be like they're willing to unalive themselves in order to beat them. Like they're willing to like because that's their job.
Right.
Like
But
killing
that's
Chrollo is a goal. Through is just a luxury.
right,
You know?
but don't you think if they were individually stronger than him, like if Zeno fought Chrollo or Silva fought Chrollo, they would win most of the time. Why would one of them have to die to win then? In a 2v1.
Because their assassin, like, in their brain process is like they're playing it safe. Look at it like when Killer went into Greed Island. Not into Greed Island, but before he entered Greed Island, like the Greed Island exam, he said, "My dad taught me not to go into something without knowing 100% you can win." And they know they sacrifice themselves, they can like 100% win. Like it's 100% guaranteed. You see what I'm saying?
I
And
feel
not
like
only that, but I want you like to like I want to get your opinion about this real quick.
sure.
And we can stay on this topic, but like just get your opinion. Silva killed one of the Fence crew members.
One sec.
Kurapika
One
and
sec. I
Hisoka,
I
they
just
did
want
the
to thank.
exact same
Wait,
thing.
sorry, just one sec. I
Yeah.
just want to thank Lilo for the $2. You could argue Chrollo suppressed equals Zeno plus Silva. That's kind of the angle I'm getting at. Although I don't think Chrollo would have matched them. I think he would have lost that fight still. But that's kind of the angle that I'm getting at. But thank you for the 2. I just wanted to thank him for the donation. You can continue with your point, King Shadow.
Yeah, Lilo's I be on his stream like a lot, and me and him we like debate sometimes. I still want that 10 Shadow Sukuna versus Gojo debate. Sukuna slams, we know that. Yeah, but besides, I want to get your opinion about this real quick. So like Silva, he kills the Fence crew members. Hisoka and Kurapika did the same thing, but the Fence crew members, they go after Kurapika and Hisoka, but they know where the Zoldyck family is. They know that they can hire the Zoldyck family to come after them and kill Silva, but they don't do anything to the Zoldyck family. Why do you think that is?
So for one, they were pursuing Kurapika for a fairly short period of time, and that period of time was also because they knew they were in the same city as him, and also because the one that he killed was Uvogin. And the only person who wanted to go after him was Nobunaga and a couple other people. But Chrollo was like, no, we cannot put the rest of the spider at risk just so you can have revenge.
Right. But
So
what about
let
Hisoka,
me put it this way. Let me also, here's the other thing. The person that Silva killed wasn't even a founding member. So whereas Nobunaga and Uvogin have been friends since childhood, the person that Silva killed wasn't even around when they first formed the Phantom Troupe. So it would be less likely for someone to, let's say, recklessly want to challenge Silva Zoldyck for revenge. They only did it because it was Uvogin.
real quick, is Shaunark a founding member?
Yes.
Okay, and then what about that guy with the
Cortopi,
one eyeball that
he
we
is
see? That
he is not
Yeah,
he is not a founding member.
right. Hisoka kills him and Shaunark,
Right.
and Chrollo wants revenge.
Yeah,
So,
right. Well,
that's
Hisoka.
like it kind of disproves it a little bit. Debunks.
Well,
what you're saying.
no. Hisoka, for one, he did kill Shalnark. And it's also shown that Shalnark and Chrollo were very close during the flashback arc. But also, Hisoka just outright says, I am going to hunt and kill all of the spiders. It's not just a one and done. He is trying to hunt and kill all of them. And he had already helped Kurapika kill 2 members of the Phantom Troupe. So it's not just a one and done like it is with Silva. He helped kill, in total, Hisoka's involved in the deaths of 4 Phantom Troupe members.
Here's another debunk. Kurapika, she felt the same way, and then also you have the fact that 2 years later, Silva comes back with his dad even to kill the rest of the Phantom Troop members, and the only reason why they survived, like the Phantom Troop members lived to tell the tale, is because of Illumi. When you think about it. So what do you think about that?
I mean, if Silva and Zeno 2v1 Chrollo and they beat him, and then they went to go hunt the rest of the spiders, sure. I believe that Silva and Zeno could 2v1 all of the spiders and could 1v1 most of them. But I don't think that means that they're individually stronger than Chrollo. It just means that...
And then, but like, here's where like you're wrong, because even the Fantasy Troop members believe that they're individually stronger than Chrollo. Because here's what they say after they seen the fight with Chrollo. Like after they seen Chrollo in such a condition, they're like, "Whoa, I wish I would have seen. Like you must have learned a lot from those Zoldyck members. They're pretty strong." That's what they had said. Like we would have learned a lot from them, from like watching them fight. And then Chrollo just says, "I'm bummed out." Like he's exhausted at this point, while Silva and Zeno only like they really haven't received any damage.
That's anime only.
Really?
Yes.
Are you still not considering that canon though? Because I highly doubt that that correct. Because mind you, this is like the reanimation, right? So I'm quite sure it's pretty relevant. But if you don't want to consider it canon, then you can just ignore my point. But I think it's pretty canon.
I don't believe that the anime um, is canon to the manga. No, um, because like for one, it's kind of like what you said. Which anime is canon, and then also like, did Togashi even help work on the anime? There's no, there's only a couple added filler scenes. And did Togashi come in and be like, oh, you know, I actually wanted to add this the whole time? It's not like it is with like Bleach, for example, where the author is like, yeah, I didn't get to add this when I was writing the manga, so this time I'm really happy we get to add it to the anime. We don't have anything like that for Hunter x Hunter. So I do consider the manga the only source material.
Okay, so we can just ignore that last part right there. But like moving on about Zeno, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Zeno has said that him and Netero, they're like yin and yang. Oh wait, do you still want to talk about the fight, or do you think we analyze that enough to get like both our perspectives?
Um, I'll just look. I'll just let you throw your points at me, and
Yeah.
I'll give you my response.
Yeah. So Zeno like stated that me and Netero were like yin and yang, and then he's comparing himself to old man Netero, but a Netero that's old and rusty, but he's getting his groove back, and he like knows Zero Hand. He's comparing himself to that Netero, not the Netero that we see that says like, oh yeah, I'm about equal as Morel and Nove, but the Netero that's like, like
More in
flying down the
shape.
sky with him.
Okay.
Um, and so like that Netero right there, he's seen Hisoka during the Hunter exam, and he's not even like interested in him, like not even enough for him to like for Netero to like want to seek him out in order to like spar with him or become a Zodiac member even, right? And then on top of that, we have like consistent relevancy when it comes down to Illumi and Hisoka, and we know for a fact that Zeno scales above Illumi, uh, just based off a narrative, right? And so with that being said, it's like, and then we also know for a fact that Zeno has long range attacks, and let's just look at it from like this perspective, like in Hunter x Hunter, when you reveal your hand, your ability, you get a buff.
True.
That's just a
Yeah.
fact. It's an undeniable fact. That's one that you can't ignore. But it's the fact that Zeno's gonna capitalize off of like Hisoka revealing his hand, or just figure it out instantly, like he did with Chrollo after knowing that he steals abilities.
So
Like
here
Zeno's gonna know
you're
who his
kind of
target
going
is.
into like the battle IQ argument now. So let me talk about the old man Netero point you made. So
Yeah, go
you
ahead.
do know that that Zeno just straight up says that they're not equal.
What do you mean by that?
So right after he's talking about yin and yang, Zeno's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh nah, but we're not actually equal. He's always gotten the best of me."
Yeah, he said he's always gotten the better of me. He said you feel like in strength, he's stronger. Like yeah, like he's stronger than me, but we're still like yin and yang, like we're still relative to each other
Well, that's
in
not
that
what
sense.
that's not really what the statement means though. Because he's talking about their
What do you think it means?
relationship. He's talking about their relationship, right? They are yin and yang. They're two sides of the same coin. Could mean that. It could mean that
Right.
Netero was the more like lively, jokey type, and Zeno was like the more like dark and like mysterious one. And another thing that kind of supports my point is when Netero and Zeno are falling out of the sky, Pito considers Netero a bigger threat than Zeno. And Pito doesn't even know about the Guanyin at this point.
Yeah. So
But Pito knows everything about Zeno.
yeah. So like I'm not disagreeing. Like Netero is definitely stronger than Zeno at this point. Zeno even says it himself. But there's even a scene in the anime and manga even where like Pito and Zeno they're staring each other down
Okay.
ready to face off, and Zeno shows no concern or fear. It's the same thing with Chrollo, even. But mind you, this is a cautious assassin, one of the world's best narrowly that is shown.
Well, yeah,
So
he used. That's why he used Dragon Dive.
yeah, but mind you, like even Netero said himself, like if me and Peter were to face off when no Morel and No was right there, I would lose to that Chimera Ant. But Zeno just faces it head on. Is he thinks he can win. But mind you, the old rusty Netero didn't even view Hisoka as a threat
Well, Netero was
when Hisoka
underestimating.
threatened him.
Netero was being humble when he said he'd lose to Pito. He was downplaying himself.
Right, but that net like Zeno is stronger than that Netero is what I'm saying.
I don't think you can prove that.
Can't I? Okay, so when he says like, so the reason why I'm saying that he's stronger is because first, that Netero right there hasn't like practiced zero hand. He's not in his groove, and Zeno showed no fear against Pito at all. Like
Mhm.
when he's trying like to face up on it, and like mind you, Zeno knows that Pito isn't the only royal guard right there, but that Zeno was able to keep up
But
with the Netero that's back in his
wait,
groove,
your
even though he's still
argument
weaker.
your argument is fundamentally flawed though, because Zeno was not going to fight Pito
What makes you say that? What do you think he was hired for?
to distract the royal guards, which he did with Dragon Dive.
Yeah. So he was hired to separate the royal guards from the king so Netero can fight the king. So Zeno was gonna do so by facing off the royal guards, correct? But then they
Not
found like a
necessarily.
unknown. How do you think he would have done so? Because like the royal guards would have like killed Zeno in order
Why do you think
uh,
Zeno
to,
used why do you think Zeno used Dragon Dive?
as a distraction. It's
Okay.
like an introduction to an attack
Hmm.
to throw off Nefertito in essentially, because as soon as like he didn't automatically use it, like as soon as he felt like, no, he used dragon head, I believe, and then he switched to the dragon dive.
Yeah.
uh and
Which actually supports my
essentially,
premise.
yeah, go ahead.
That would actually support my premise because once he senses Pito's abilities, he knows how strong Pito is, he just uses Dragon Dive. He uses an ability which specifically avoids an altercation
What makes you say that?
because he did. What do you mean?
Or, okay, so the reason why he outsmarted Pito in that moment right there is because Pito acted her Ren and stopped using N,
Mhm.
and since she stopped doing that, he used a large scale attack. And so, with that being said, she can no longer track down where the king is or see if he's hurt or damaged or anything of the sort. So now she's freaking out, but she has to make a decision: either attack the enemy or find the king. And she chose to attack. Netero swapped her away. That was the plan. I don't know where you can get like he's avoiding conflict. No, he's diving straight towards her. He's diving straight towards the king.
Right. He's going towards the king after activating a diversionary ability.
Okay, and what do you think the like? Ignore like let's just like take the palace hunters away for a sec. What do you think the royal guard's next move is, knowing that there's someone after the king?
To go and fight them, or go protect the king.
Right, and who do you think they're gonna fight then? That's what I'm saying. Like,
Well,
I
but
feel like you're trying
wait,
to be disingenuous.
but well, you see, that is kind of disingenuous because you're like, take away the palace hunters. Well, yeah, obviously, if the palace hunters aren't there, then Zeno has no
Okay.
choice but to fight the royal guard. But the palace hunters are
Right.
there, so that's like saying,
Right.
like, what if?
Yeah, I get it. You don't no need to explain. I get it. I just did the same thing that I said I don't like doing. Okay, so with the palace hunters being there, right? The reason why Yuppie didn't go straight after the king after that dragon dive attack is first because the enemy is straight in front of him, and he
Right.
assumed Nefertito was already with the king.
Mhm.
So with that being said, like if he didn't assume that, right? And this is another what if, but this is more so of like this is more so of a reasonable what if you get like what I'm saying here. Like if he didn't assume that he decided to charge at the king, who do you think he would face off? Is what I really want to know. Like who do you think he would fight? And do you think Zeno is just gonna like run away without doing his job, without fighting the royal guard?
Well, no. Zeno can be able to fight the royal guard. I'm fine with Zeno
Right.
being able to hold them off for long enough for Netero to escape. Like he'd be able to do something to them, like shoot, for example, was able to do something to the royal guard. I don't think he would just get blitzed and no-diffed. But I'm saying is that your argument doesn't scale him above Hisoka, for example. And in fact, I think Hisoka would be able to fight Pito.
But but like earlier you had said like Hisoka gets slammed by the royal guard.
Well, so my opinion of the royal guard is essentially that they're just walking like tanks of aura. They're just massively powerful and have abilities that are too much for them to deal with. I don't think that means they get no-diffed instantly. What I mean is, if pretty much anyone tried to fight the royal guard, they might be able to keep up in speed, but they would just eventually lose. And I think Zeno, who especially is a long-range combatant, would have a better chance against the royal guards than say Hisoka, because Hisoka has to get close range to fight, for the most part. where Zeno would be more adept in this case because he can spam long-ranged abilities. Although he would still lose.
And then I don't think he will lose, honestly. I think he at least like bare minimum takes out one and then like
oh no,
heavily
he
injure
would.
the other.
He gets annihilated. He doesn't have the power to defeat any of them.
Right.
He doesn't have the AP.
You have his grandson. You have his grandson capable enough to like not damage a royal guard, but to like stun his opponent to the point where like he can't do anything about that. Like if you gave Zeno the same, not saying like giving him his kill away electricity or anything of the sort, but like if an opponent isn't moving and you gave Zeno that opportunity, you don't think he's gonna capitalize off of it and just like destroy his enemy? Like mind you, he had an attack that could like one-shot Chrollo, but he didn't use it because
that would never happen though, because they would never be put in that situation.
But wouldn't they? Because you even have weaker opponents like Shu, who's able to like land a hit on UP.
How do you think? How do you think that they would get paralyzed if they're fighting Zeno?
Right. So, well, my claim will be a bit disingenuous. I really don't want to use it.
By the way, thank you again for the two. Thank you again for the two, Lilo. Zeno had the same job as Morel, essentially, just to hold them off.
Yeah. So my point is a bit disingenuous because like there's two examples where like one gets paralyzed, one is at a standstill. So when Morel activates Chain Gel, like Poof, he can't move, right? So at that point in time, like if hypothetically if Zeno was there, he would just like attack Poof and they would work together and probably like even manage to defeat Poof right then and there. But like mind you, this is like all hypothetical, right? Use it as you will.
Look,
and then I think
King Shadow. The problem with your argument is you keep making these hypotheticals that are really bad situations.
Yeah,
for the
I really
Royals.
don't want to. I want to like stick to the script. I don't want to like use hypotheticals. But you're saying like, how would this happen? And I can only go based off of like Zeno Arsenal and what happens in the story, and like put Zeno in the picture. You know. So if we want to move on, we can. But I can just tell you how like Zeno will like just defeat these royal guards.
Obviously, within the story, anything could happen. Zeno could call his entire could call Killua and be like, "Wahali, Killua, make Aluka wish to destroy the royal guards," and then the royal guards will all be destroyed, and then Zeno wins technically. But we are talking about like a power scaling conversation, like who would win if you put the characters in a neutral battleground with all their abilities at their full power and they have no prep. You know, we're talking about like a power scaling. Yeah. Who is stronger? Who has better Nen? Who is faster? Who has better durability? And I think that if you put Zeno against the Royals in any neutral scenario, that he would lose.
Okay, so if I were to like no prep time, just hand-to-hand combat, or like just a regular fight, like Uvo versus Troupe type of fight, right? In that type of environment, and they work face off against each other, I think he beats Poof, UP, and he may lose to Nerf or Pito.
Well, I don't think that's true because Poof and UP are relative to Pito, and Pito is stated to be stronger than people that are stronger than Zeno.
Right. They're relative, but they're just not. They're like Pito is way faster than UP and Poof, and like there's also the fact that like UP's an idiot, and like even I think Hisoka can probably beat UP.
No, he couldn't.
Like the point where he rages and like get extremely mad, and then like everything just like he just negates everything at that point in time. Like
UP is just too powerful for Hisoka. Even
okay, so look at this. So
newborn...
remember how like Killua paralyzed UP, right?
Sure.
Imagine like Hisoka adding like multiple bungee gums, kind of like a spider web on UP, by like speed blitzing him because UP isn't fast.
Wait, why is UP not fast?
Like, right, because Killua is relative to UP. No, Killua is relative to Shido in speed, if not faster.
Huh?
And Silva managed to like just.
No.
Go ahead.
You can't prove that Chi2 is relative to Killua.
Like in speed?
Yeah, that's impossible.
Okay, so how fast do you think Godspeed is and Shido is? Do you think it's faster?
I don't think you can quantify it. I think it's impossible to prove.
Okay. Do you think they're relative in speed though?
No, I don't think you could prove it.
Oh, you can't really prove Hisoka can beat Zeno. You can't really
Yeah,
these are all like just debates.
Look here, it's fairly straightforward. I think Hisoka has better AP. I think Hisoka is more intelligent, and I think Hisoka is really good with his abilities. And I think Hisoka has better feats against stronger opponents. So I think Hisoka wins. What's up, Lilo?
Right. They both fought the same opponent. Hi, Lilos. Does he?
I think he's gonna stay muted so we can keep this
I
one-on-one.
don't think
So
yeah, for sure. All right, and so one of my claims is like Killua says, so we can just agree or disagree with the whole entire like Yubi thing. I can like name some scenarios why like Zeno beats Yubi, but do you want me to do that? Or do you want me just like to move forward? What do you want me to do?
well, like I said, I'm mainly talking in a neutral scenario, not a scenario that favors one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want me to talk about that, or do you want me to like you want me to give you my 2 cents right now?
Sure, that's fine. Like I said, anything you want to bring up, I'll respond to.
Yeah. So speed wise, we know for a fact that like Zeno is perhaps even faster than Chrollo. Chrollo was stated by Machi, I believe, to have like 0.2 speed, like reaction speed. The only reason why he didn't react to getting kidnapped is the fact that the lights had went off.
Yep.
But 0.2 seconds is plenty of time for Chrollo to like react and dodge.
Okay.
And we know the activation speed of Neferpito ability is 0.1 seconds. So like that just shows like the relevancy. Mind you, Neferpito, she's the fastest royal guard. Do you disagree with that?
Why would you believe that?
Because she has better speed feats, and Yuppie has little to none.
What speed?
And she has like really impressive speed feats.
What speed feat from Pito do you think is better than Yuppie?
Right. I don't know how far the distance was, but think back to where she cut off Kite's arm from a long distance. She jumped, and then also when she was trying to like go to the king faster than Netero and Zeno had got there, she traveled 3 times faster than what she did versus Kite.
So for one, that feat with Kite, Yuppie's actually stated to be nearly on par with that. Do you disagree with that?
That speed feat? Yeah, I 100% disagree because I don't think Yuppie's faster than Godspeed, and because he can even react to like some of the attacks based off like what was shown.
Pito isn't faster than Godspeed either.
Pito isn't?
No. Absolutely not.
Okay. Well, there's an argument to be made there because, you know, like post-mortem Pito,
Yep.
she did take off Gon's arm.
Post-mortem Pito was slower than Godspeed Killua. Because Killua was farther away, and Pito attacked first, and Godspeed Killua got there first.
Yeah, he reacted.
And that wasn't that's amped. But like that's amped Pito too. Don't you think like post-mortem is a massive
that it
buff?
was like 3 times faster, or like any times faster than what she did with Kite. Like that wasn't stated at all. And then we also have the fact that like, you know, Knuckle, he isn't slow, but he isn't that fast. But Knuckle landed like what? Well, actually, he was paralyzed. But who can I say in this scenario?
Knuckle was
Knuckle, for example,
was about
Shoot
to get
land a hit against. Say again.
Knuckle was about to get hit by Yuppie, and he had absolutely nothing he could do.
Yeah.
And Knuckle is actually relative to Kite. So that actually sorry, someone just dropped stuff in my apartment. Knuckle and Kite are relative, and Yuppie was about to blitz him. So I think that would actually support my point.
In physical combat.
Right.
Well, not essentially blitzed him. Like he just got manipulated in the sense of like he thought he had the advantage, but he didn't. Yuppie outsmarted him. Mm-hmm. Like he didn't like speed blitz him or anything of the sort. Like he just tricked him.
Well, it's also stated several times that Knuckle would not be able to land a hit on Yuppie without help.
Yeah, and it's also stated that like Knuckle and Kite, their physical combat is the same, but like not speed or anything. Like when I hear physical, I'm thinking of strength.
You know that
or like
Knuckle.
their hand-to-hand combat is similar.
You know that Knuckle
Because
literally fought Kite.
yeah, but is that really like a Kite that you want to pair Knuckle against in the sense of like that Kite was being manipulated by by Neferpito, and he didn't at that like he had no mind of his own.
That wouldn't change his Nen at
Um,
all, and that wouldn't change his speed.
wouldn't it? Because that's a Kite that's torn to pieces, and even Gon said like, "Hey, Kite regular punches hit way harder."
No,
And not only that, but
that's not what Gon said. Gon was talking about
what
how
did he say?
predictable Kite is, because he's able to read all his
Right
moves.
now that he's being controlled, like, and with his speed and strength, right? They're not the same because we don't know if he's even able to use Nin.
He can.
I don't think he.
It's stated he
was
can.
he?
Yes.
Okay, well, we know for a fact he wasn't using his Tatsu, right?
We actually don't know that. But also, that wouldn't change
Was it
his.
stated that he was?
That wouldn't change his speed. We don't know if he used it or not.
But yeah, so like with that being said, he's not like he's being mindful throughout this point. He's being manipulated, so I don't think you can actually like scale that Kite up to Knuckle. And then mind you, Knuckle was facing off that Kite with also like shoot, I believe, and maybe Morel. I'm not sure.
It was just shoot.
So it's kind of like it wasn't like a 1v1
The
scenario.
point I'm making is that if Kite was massively faster than them, the 2v1 wouldn't matter because they wouldn't be able to keep up with him at all.
Let's see. Like I said, like his speed isn't really like prevalent at that point because he's being manipulated though.
But how do you know that? Why he still has his Nen, and he still has his body.
But his movements are predictable. They're not the same.
No.
As, like, so are you implying that regular Kite will lose in a physical?
Gon was able
in a 1v1 against Puppet Kite.
Gon.
Are you implying that?
Gon was able to read Kite's moves. Knuckle and Shoot couldn't because when they watched Gon getting beat up, they were like, "Oh, he can't keep up. Kite is wailing on him." And Kill was like, "No, Gon can read everything he's doing. He's just letting himself get hit." They didn't think it was possible.
Okay. I'm not sure what I honestly like to go with this. Like, this right now, from like the looks of it, it's like we're agreeing to disagree. Do you believe Kite will lose to Puppet Kite with no Hatsu? Like, no Hatsu from both sides, just like physical combat. Do you think Kite will lose?
Kite is probably at least a little bit more skilled when he's not a puppet, but I don't think his speed and power are any different.
So you're saying it will be like an equal collision if like they both like swing at each other full might and like fist to fist.
Yes.
Okay, and then was HPR attached to Kite when he was out the cage when he fought Gon? Because I don't think HPR.
He had his Nen taken away.
So like they've seen HPR, right? Like we've seen it.
Well, we don't see it because we're watching from Gon's perspective, and Gon can't see Nen at this point. But yes, they did use it to take his Nen away.
Okay, because I was about to say, I was like, it doesn't make sense how like he still quote unquote used Nen, even though like H3R was attached to it. But previously he probably did. But even with that, right, one could argue the fact that like they needed to like hit him multiple times in order for HBR to go into effect. And they said it wasn't easy.
Look, King Shadow, I think we're having a bit of a disconnect right now. I'm fine with Kite being superior to them. The only thing is that they have to be close in speed, otherwise they would never win. If Kite was massively faster than them, then they would never be able to land their attacks.
Yeah, but you just said this Kite is less skilled though, right? So it's like I just can't accept the fact that you're pairing up that Kite against Knuckle. Like that Kite is significantly weaker if you ask me. Like it's not even close. Like, but imagine okay, so here's what we know for a fact though. When Neferpito controls a puppet, it's weaker only because like look at the soldiers that she controlled previously. Like they're just jumping around and shooting mindlessly. They're not really thinking about what they're doing. So it's the same thing for Kite if you ask me. It's just way weaker. Like she said, like she wanted to enjoy the fight again. That's why she had rebuilt Kite up and like controlled him. But then she stopped fighting Kite and used him as like a puppet to like train the other Chimera ants because it's no longer enjoyable.
Well, no, we don't. For one, she could have just kept fighting him off screen, and we don't know. And then also used him to help train the soldier ants.
Wouldn't you like think that would be something that they had mentioned though? Like what you're saying right now is essentially headcanon. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's very much so possible.
No,
But
so
I highly doubt
King
it.
Shadow, do you know the principal argument from silence?
No.
Okay,
I
so
think I know where you're getting
the
at.
principal
Yeah,
argument
yeah.
from silence is basically you're saying it wasn't stated, it wasn't shown. That means it didn't happen. I'm saying, well, it's not stated, it didn't happen. All the evidence we have is Pito saying, I want to fight him, and Kite being used to help train soldier ants. So I'm saying it's actually still possible that Pito was fighting with Kite and just stopped when they left with the king because she have more important things to do.
Okay, I can see your point there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think it honestly like Kite would have been great to keep around too. They wanted to like, have someone loyal to attack because it's being a show for Nerfapito, but that's off topic. Anyways, so hold on, where were you like before this?
Well,
So
we've
feel like
kind of
it
gotten
makes
off
sense for,
topic.
like,
We've kind of gotten off topic
yeah,
because we were supposed to be talking about Zeno versus Hisoka.
yeah, like we was at like physical speed, no, physical strength.
By the way, hold on,
Gon has the physical
King Shadow,
combat.
just 1 second. Did anyone else in the chat also want to debate? Because I am probably gonna have to wrap things up soon, and I do want to give other people a chance to talk as well. I know we got
By the
Lilo in
way,
here
to
now.
do it, Brock, you just have to give them the debate role and then manually server mute and unmute them.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Okay. Anyone else
But
that
yeah,
wanted to
my,
talk,
last
just tag me in lunch table real quick, and I'll unmute you. But if anyone doesn't want to, me and King Shadow will just continue.
Yeah, and I wanted to say my last claim if someone else wanted to debate, but like if this isn't my last claim, then I have plenty more. But besides that, so yeah, what I was gonna say was Killua has said himself that Kite in meter is 45 meters, something akin to that. But the fact that he's able to keep it on like all night, he's probably like stronger than a Nin Master. Thus meaning that, you being a Nin Master, like you have to have like 50 meters plus or like 45 meters and like keep it up for all day, keep it up for all night, or however you want to call it. But Zeno, he said he can do, I believe, 300 easy, but it just takes a lot out of him when he was tracking down Chrollo.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about that right there?
Well,
And
I
do you think Hisoka's a Nin Master?
Yes. I do think Hisoka's a Nen Master.
Hold up, one more thing I want to add too, because I don't know if anyone else wanted to debate. So when Chrollo was rating the Zodiacs, I believe he was rating them off of aura capacity, and he said Illumi was a 9.5, which was the highest out of those 3 Zodiacs that he rated. And this is headcanon, but you can like, it's debatable. But I assume that Hisoka was a 10, which is 100,000, and Morel Nin capacity is 70,000. Knuckle stated it himself, and then UP was 700,000. But yeah, so Hisoka Nin capacity is 100,000. He got excited, like he wanted to fight Illumi, and he was debating on whether he should fight the Zodiacs due to their aura capacity. But when it comes down to Chrollo, like he for sure wants to fight Chrollo. But mind you, Chrollo was so interested in Zeno to the point where he asked him, "Hey, who will win the fight, me or you?" It just tells me that like Zeno and Chrollo Nin capacity may just be higher than Hisoka. So
it could also
I want to
be
hear 2 cents about that.
Well, hold on though. For one, Nen capacity isn't the only thing that matters in a fight, because just because you have more Nen doesn't mean you can output more power.
Yeah, look at Gon and Uvo, for example, or Feats. I agree.
Mm-hmm. So like,
I want to mention that.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. For me, I care more about the actual feats, because like in a fight between Hisoka and Zeno, I don't think it'll become like a stamina battle. I think Hisoka would just win.
Well, but it could, and also like Zeno is actually smarter than Hisoka.
Why do you think that?
It,
Also, just so you know,
okay.
in about 15 minutes, I'm gonna let we can keep talking about it. We'll keep it 1v1 for like the
Yeah.
next 15 minutes. But Lilo does want to get in on this, so let's just keep it. Let's
Ah,
for the next
those.
for the next 15 minutes. Let's try to like wrap up most of your points within the next 15. But we'll keep talking about it once he gets here. But anything you want to talk about one on one, just bring it up right now.
Yeah, I'm quite sure Los even wants to debate me. Like we debate a lot in Los. But besides that, yeah. So the reason why I think he's smart is because first he has more experience. He's an assassin. Then there's a thing that he has on his shirt that says 1 kill a day. So he at least kill one person a day, and headcanon as well. But I'm assuming that it's nin users that he's killing, right? Because strong targets. But besides that, he's able to read Chrollo just like a book. Uh yeah, he's able to recall like a book and like able to like know exactly like how many conditions, like guess it perfectly how many conditions Chrollo needs in order to activate his ability off of just knowing that he's able to steal abilities.
Okay.
And then when Chrollo tried to manipulate him by activating his hot suit, daring Zeno in or like to attack him, Zeno just says that the average person want to attack, but me, I have a mid-range attack and I'm just gonna do that, and that actually works. Like everything Zeno wanted to happen in that fight happened, essentially.
Uh-huh. Well, you know that Chrollo also
Versus Hisoka.
you know that Chrollo
Yeah.
also knew exactly what Zeno was doing, and he read him like a book, even though Zeno didn't say a single word.
What do you mean by that?
Like when
No, actually Zeno said plenty of words. He
no no no
he
no no
said
no no
to
no
Chrollo
no
what
no.
his inability was.
When Zeno goes to use Dragon Dive or Dragon Lance,
Right.
and he's like, I'm not your average Joe in his head. He makes that whole plan in his brain. And it's impressive because
Mm-hmm.
he makes that plan based only on reading Chrollo's body language. But Chrollo
Yeah.
does the same thing right after because he's able to tell from Zeno's body language. He's like, "Oh man, the old man really figured out my plan. This old guy is one tough customer." So Chrollo does the exact
Yeah.
same thing, and it's actually stated
No,
in
no,
the
wait. Go back. That just tells me that he didn't. Like, okay, so previously, like I just said, like Zeno says out loud, like the fact that you're carrying that dagger shows that you can't. He says something about like the fact that you're carrying the dagger shows that you can't use those stolen abilities as freely as you want,
Mhm.
and in order to steal an ability, you must reach 4 or 5 conditions. And he said you must reach 4 or 5 conditions, and you won't be able to do that during our fight. And then Chrollo proceeds to say like the old man, he's right, he's a tough customer. Like Zeno is sharing him his brain, like he's telling him that, and then he tells Silva like, hey, even if you have to kill me, like even if you kill him, even if you have to take me out, and then he activates an ability like capable enough to take down Chrollo. Then Chrollo activate like the playful
well,
cloth, I
so that's
believe.
not an ability. You know, he's just using Gyo right there, right?
Yeah, he is, but that's even a bigger flex if you ask me, because he doesn't even have to perform his house in order to take down Chrollo.
No,
And then
no.
Chrollo, like even with Nin,
Characters
he says, "I don't have it."
characters that are relative to one another can one shot each other with Gyo and Ko.
Say it again.
So if there's two characters with equal aura, if one of them uses Gyo or Ko, then they can one shot the other person. It's not that impressive. If Chrollo used Gyo, he'd also kill Zeno.
Okay, so do you know that you're also able to defend yourself with Gil and Ko? I believe
Yeah, and
you're also
it's
able to like,
incredibly
yeah,
risky. It leaves you even more in danger
yeah.
if you mess up.
But Chrollo said, like, mind you, these are both Nin masters, so like they're more than capable. Like, and he's putting a lot of aura into
Yo,
his hands, so
but
he should like
even
at least
other Nen masters are the ones that say
yeah.
if someone uses Gyo on you, the best move to do is to use Ken, because trying to defend yourself with
Yeah.
Gyo is risky and stupid. You shouldn't do it unless you have no other choice. So if Chrollo made an error and used Gyo to defend himself, and he actually like if he was like, oh, he's going for the head, I'll use Gyo to protect my head, and then he gets stabbed in the ribs, he's just dead. Like it wouldn't help.
Mm-hmm.
And so why would he do that when he can just summon the fun cloth to protect himself? It doesn't really
Right.
detract from Chrollo at all.
Because here's why it does subtract. It's the fact that okay, so yeah, okay, yeah. Look at it like this. This is another hypothetical. I can't actually use this. All right,
Look here. Let me put it
look
this way. Here, look,
how
look, look. Here's a very simple way to put it. Do you think
yeah.
that if Chrollo used Gyo or Ko and hit Zeno, and Zeno was just using his normal Nen defenses, do you think that would kill Zeno?
No, I don't think it would.
Why
Because
not?
here's the reason why. Because Chrollo even assuming that he is able to block Zeno attack, he just says he doesn't have the defenses in order to do that. Like he just straight up said like his Nen isn't strong enough to defend against that attack. Period. See what I'm saying? Like even if it was like even if he guessed correctly, like let's say like Zeno goes for like his chest. I don't have enough Ko in order to defend it. Like that's too much aura.
Wait, no, no, no.
He says.
That's not what he said though. Just said I don't have the defenses. That doesn't necessarily mean he's talking about if I do this one specific move. Defenses can just be in his
What do
his
you
general
think that means?
his general right. When characters use Ren, they make a bunch of aura around their bodies. That would be their Nen defenses.
Right. Look at it from when Gon had used Rock and Morel. It will be akin to Morel saying, I don't have the defenses to defend myself against that rock. It's too strong. That's the same scenario here, right? So yes, I don't know what's like
No.
what
I
are you like
agree.
disagreeing with?
I agree that
Yeah.
Zeno's Gyo would overcome Chrollo's durability. The problem is, Chrollo would also be able to do the same thing to Zeno.
Can you prove that? Because
Yes,
why not just do it then?
because
Why not just
Chrollo has better feats with their base Nen when they fight hand to hand.
Here's the thing, Chrollo is actually ranked number 7 in arm wrestling. He's not that strong as a
The
character.
arm wrestling does not include Nen.
But no, it for sure does. The reason why
Why?
I say that is because even when Gon was arm wrestling and like the fantasy members, they had using them in order to like enhance themselves.
Nobunaga, no, they weren't using Nen because when they started using Nen, Gon won.
No, they were using like all right. So like first when he arm wrestled like the girl with the vacuum, I forgot her name. They were both using them, and then also
Wait,
Gon was using them when he
hold
arm
on.
wrestled.
Wait. Do you understand why that might be contradictory?
Wait, can I finish my point and then can you say that? Because
Sure,
I think
that's
you're
fine.
like missing. Yeah. So like when I'm so sorry, I'm forgetting these people's names, but when he was arm wrestling the guy with the sword,
Nobunaga.
right? When he was arm wrestling him, his ninja spiked up. It wasn't like he wasn't using them previously, but even that guy is. I think he's like number 8 when it comes down to arm wrestling, and that's pretty disappointing because he's an enhancer, just like Gon is. But yeah, go ahead. Why is he contradictory?
Okay. So for one, the reason they probably weren't using Nen is because neither Leorio or Killua saw her giant, powerful Nen and were like, "Oh crap, she's got Nen too." They didn't notice anything, and the reason they
Right?
should
No,
notice something
you're
is
yeah, you're
because
actually wrong. Killua even says to Gon like, "Whoa, was that all out?" And then Gon even sensed the Nen, and so does Killua. And Killua's looking, he's like, "Whoa, like, are they like actually trying?"
no, they
Um,
only noticed
and
after the match.
but Gon noticed it instantly, and he's the one arm wrestling. Like he
Yes,
like
because
in it
wait,
shows aura being shown in the arms. Like it
Gon
shows like them using the
Gon
attack.
feels her strength, so of course he'd know. He's literally feeling it as they arm wrestle.
And then he also said he's going full strength. So do you think he's going full strength without using Nen?
Probably.
That would be pretty dumb. That
Um,
come on,
not necessarily. Characters
Professor.
do that a lot.
Professor. You know they're using Nen. Like this is a
I
fact.
mean,
Like
Gon might be
it's
using
undeniable.
Nen. Gon might be using Nen, but
So why would you use Nen? Like why?
Shizuku has feats later that contradict this because Shizuku's able to beat up ants that would solo that Gon and Killua.
But yeah, she's able to beat up those ants. But like we're talking about just like physical hand-to-hand strength, and like this Shinzoku, I forgot her name. Wait,
Shizuku.
say her name again. I don't want to
Shizuku.
remember. Yeah, Shizuku. She's able to use Hatsu at this point, and she's more experienced versus that Gon and Killua. But like physically, she's not that strong. That's seen throughout. Look at the guy with the arrows, Paku, I believe. He's able to shoot arrows. He has a Hatsu in the Khmer Ant art, but physically he's not stronger than Gon and Killua in the Phantom Troop arc. So
I don't
that's
I don't
pretty
know
crucial.
how Paco would compare to them. I don't think it's possible to prove it.
So are you saying that like Paku, it's not possible to prove that Hisoka can beat Zeno? Like if you're going based
No,
off of
no,
like that,
no,
you know?
no. That's not what I'm saying. Because Paco is a
Yeah.
feat. He has one fight against a featless character, and Gon and Killua don't
Right.
scale anywhere during York New. Hisoka and
So at
Zeno
this point
have
in
many
time, like
fights. We're able
physically,
to measure their limits and their feats. We can't measure
so
Paco's feats.
Paku like to measure him just a little bit like based off like to analyze his Nin real quick, and then we'll just move on from this. He's actually like using Nin on a Chimera Ant and punching him. He's not using Ko, he's just using Nin.
Right.
It's shown the anime and manga. And he's like punching the Chimera Ant, but he's still doing is not doing like any significant damage at
Right.
all.
Well, that
And
Chimera
then he
Ant
uses his Hatsu.
that Chimera Ant would destroy Gon and Killua from the York New arc, 0 difficulty.
You see, that's where I have to disagree with you at because Gon and Killua are you saying at the same time if they fought?
During York New, yes. Pike would obliterate them.
But that like Chimera at the time didn't even know Nin.
Yes.
Like he didn't know
I
Nin.
know.
And you're saying that a Ninless Chimera Ant would be Nin, Gon, and Killua?
During the York New arc, absolutely.
Ooh, you're
Hold
gonna
on.
hate debating me now.
Wait a minute.
I'm ready to debate everything. Ten
You-
Shadow Sukuna versus Gojo,
You know,
Killua
wait,
versus
King Shadow.
Gon, Greed Island.
King Shadow, you know
Yeah.
that Gon and Killua needed to use their Nen abilities to beat Ramot when Ramot didn't even have Nen?
Yeah. Actually, like, well, yes, Killua uses his ability to, but Gon's rock didn't actually work against Rema, and I actually was gonna use that for like a future debate against Lilos. Actually, Greed Island, Killua versus Gon. That's why I say you and Lilos are the exact same. So people are like, yeah. So yeah, that ability like it just didn't kill him, but it damaged him significantly enough for like he wouldn't be alive if I think what was his name, that bird guy had saved him. He wouldn't be
Colt.
alive because they
Right.
would have just finished him off.
Sure. But you know they were losing horribly in hand to hand.
Yeah, because they were losing horribly in hand to hand. But then they caught back up with pace. Like they got stronger.
Right, but this Gon and Killua
Honestly, hold on.
are
No, I'm conceding right now. I'm conceding because the only reason I'm conceding is because they even when they got stronger, like when Gon and Killua like finally learned Hatsu, they almost lost to Benoit.
right.
And Benoit was injured. Yeah, so I'm honestly gonna give you that one. You got that
Alright.
one. I'm not gonna lie. Like
All
you
right,
got
cool.
it.
Yeah.
For sure. I give you that.
Let's chill. Yeah.
But yeah, back to like the Silva and Zeno. So like Chrollo and Zeno. So yeah, so like Chrollo just straight up said he doesn't have the defenses. Take it as you will. And even after like Chrollo doesn't actually like read any of Zeno attacks. And matter of fact, he gets outmaneuvered twice. Even after that fact, like Silva tricks him, and then Zeno takes advantage of that. And then also you have the fact that like he's able to pin Chrollo down, and Chrollo knows that like Zeno is trying to pin him down because he says, "Hey, even if you have to take me out, make sure you like kill him. Like make sure you get him." So like,
Well-
what do you think Chrollo's thinking right there?
Well, so for one, the only time Zeno gets an opening to pin Chrollo is when Chrollo's distracted. Do you think that's a good look for Zeno?
Great look.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's
Do you
taking
think?
advantage of
Do
your.
you think Zeno
It's the
would?
same
Do
thing
you
with
think?
Neferpitou.
Wait. Do you think Zeno would have been able to put Chrollo in that position without help?
You know, he actually attacked Chrollo with Dragon Dive. In the anime and manga, like it's shown, he actually lands an attack with Dragon Dive without Silva's help.
Which instance
You
are
want me
you
to tell you the
talking
panel?
about?
It's not Dragon Dive, Dragon
Dragon
Head,
Lance.
or like however you want to call it. The
No, I
purple
know. I
dragon.
know what you're talking about. It's all good.
Yeah. So I think he's still able to pin him down, but like that was their plan though. Like they improvise a plan through chemistry
Right,
in order to like do that.
we have to compare them in a one-on-one scenario because that is my premise. My premise is not that Zeno and Silva together would lose to Hisoka. My premise is that Zeno would lose
In
to
a
Hisoka.
1v1 scenario, Chrollo would believe Zeno will win. But he just says
when did
Zeno says
Chrollo
it'll be
say
different
that?
if he had prep.
When did Chrollo say that?
Okay, so when Zeno says that like when Chrollo like asks like who will win a 1v1, Zeno says I would, not even a question. But it'll be different if you were actually trying to kill me. Chrollo agrees with what Zeno says. He's like, oh, so he knew.
Yes. So Chrollo,
When do you think that's like
Chrollo, when he's not trying to kill Zeno, would lose to a bloodlusted Zeno. That's fine. I think non-bloodlusted Chrollo would also get destroyed by Hisoka.
you just like low ball that whole entire thing? So like here's what I like. Here's what they're actually saying, right? Like, and you I think you took it out of context. If Chrollo prepped and like had like I don't know, like making a mashup like of what he did versus Hisoka, of course those same abilities that he did to take out Hisoka wouldn't work on Zeno because Zeno could just use Dragon Dive or like just he wouldn't mind killing others or like just even escaping at that point, right? To put himself at an advantage.
Different
So he would
matchup,
probably
sure.
use different abilities. But besides that, if Chrollo was trying to like actually like kill, like if he was motivated enough to like do what he did versus Hisoka, then he will probably win.
Oh no, I don't
Is what Zeno
think the statement includes prep. Why would Zeno consider prep?
Why wouldn't he consider prep? The whole entire fight itself,
Wait,
right
the
then and there, is
statement
already
the
prepped.
statement is who would win one-on-one. Why would it include prep?
Right. Do you not know that like the whole entire fight itself is already prep time because Chrollo prepped Illumi to take out the 10 Dons?
That's not
he knew
prep
Silva
in
and
the
Zeno was
context
coming.
I'm talking about. That's not prep in the context I'm talking about. When I say
Yeah.
prep,
Yeah,
I
because
mean abilities to garner an advantage in the battle. All hiring Illumi did was mean that eventually Zeno and Silva would stop attacking him. But that didn't make Chrollo stronger, it didn't make him faster, and it didn't give him new abilities. All it meant was eventually they would stop attacking him.
Yeah. So the reason why like I'm saying that one includes prep and one includes a regular battle is because why give two different scenarios? Why give a scenario where it's just like Chrollo asks who will win the fight and then Zeno said I would, no question. And then give another scenario saying
Because
that it'll be different if you were trying
he already explained the two scenarios. The two scenarios aren't I would win, but if you had prep, it might be different. The scenarios are there in the text. I would win if you're not trying to kill me. But if you really were trying to kill me, then it would be different. So it's suppressed Chrollo loses to Zeno, but full power Chrollo versus Zeno. Zeno's not sure.
So people get a significant buff when it comes down to like planning a strategy in order to beat somebody. Look at Killua plan to defeat the bombers. Do you think like so? This is Killua trying to defeat the bombers, versus like a regular battle fighting to the death. Like can you concede to like that being different? As in,
Yes.
look at it like this.
Yes, characters with prep do have a better advantage. I agree.
Right. Look at it like this. If, like Zeno and like okay, if Illumi was never involved to kill the 10 Dons, Chrollo wouldn't be alive. Can you concede to that?
I wouldn't call that a concession because I just agree. Chrollo loses 2v1. Yes. My premise is just that Chrollo wins one-on-one.
Now, giving Chrollo prep time, like knowing that he's gonna fight in advance and he's actually like avoiding the fight, and he meets, let's say, he meets them in Heaven's Arena, Silva and Zeno. Do you think Chrollo loses that fight? Or do you think he still survives? Like, do you think Chrollo dies, or do you think he survives?
If Zeno and Silva are okay with killing people, then they would probably win because Chrollo's strategy to avoid hand-to-hand combat and use puppet spams wouldn't work on them. The reason it worked on Hisoka is because he doesn't have AoE attacks.
Right. But like, so you're essentially saying that Chrollo, like not Chrollo, but Zeno and Silva, they're still stronger. But do you think Chrollo like survives? Like, do you think he like managed to live
He could run
rather
away
than just a
whenever he wants, yes.
right, right.
But that's
And that's where like I'm going with like this statement that Zeno had made, saying like if it was just a regular fight, I'll win. If it was prep time,
but
you'll probably
he
win.
doesn't say
And
prep
Silva
time.
brat.
No. You see, you're not using
It
it
doesn't-
correctly. He doesn't
My bad.
say
Yeah, it doesn't say prep time. It'll say if you were actually trying to kill me.
right because Hisoka was holding back the whole time.
Say it again.
Because Hisoka was holding, not Hisoka, Chrollo. Chrollo was holding back. That's
Right,
what Zeno's
okay.
talking about. He's saying that if Chrollo was serious and they fought for real right there, that Chrollo, it could go either. He doesn't know. He doesn't know the answer. It would be difficult to say.
Okay. And do you believe that him going all out would still kill Zeno and Silva? Are you saying that? Or are you just saying like I think we probably agree.
I think that Zeno or Silva, one of them would have to sacrifice themselves to beat Chrollo 2-on-1, and I think 1-on-1 Chrollo just wins against either of them.
I think they can pull it off without sacrificing themselves, but I feel as if like if it was like if they needed to 100% like unalive Chrollo, like let's say like if it was a scenario in a sense of if I were like let's say like we were to 2v1 Chrollo, right? And like we were like hypothetical, like this is a dumb hypothetical, but we're to like respawn right after we kill Chrollo, then like yeah, we're gonna self-sacrifice ourselves to kill Chrollo, right? It's more so like I look at it in the lines of that because they're assassins, like their job is to do this, like they have to do this, right? And so like the quicker the better, right? You got to be efficient. And so yeah, and like they know that the other
Here, I understand.
members are coming.
I understand what you're getting at. My main premise is just about a one-on-one fight. Do you,
on a
do you
one-on-one
agree
fight
that Chrollo at full power during York New would have beaten Zeno one-on-one? I'm also gonna unmute Lilos after this like little bit.
Yeah, and I believe he's being like modest when he says Zeno, when he says like you'll beat me if you was like actually trying to kill me, because we don't actually see Zeno being bloodless at all. Like look at Killua throughout the series, or even Silva when he gets mad at Piggy for using Olika that one time. Like we don't see Zeno like he's just very demure and very like he controls his emotions very professionally.
Demure? That's a funny use of the word.
Okay, yeah, I guess. Yeah, whatever.
We don't know if Zeno even goes into that. We don't know if Zeno has his own version of that. All we know is that he is trying to kill Chrollo. That's all we can say for certain.
Yeah. And we also know that he outsmarted Chrollo. And
Chrollo.
Like, if we were to just see like what Zeno had did to Chrollo and how Chrollo was performing, Zeno performed better because he's trying to kill Chrollo. I can give you that. Yeah, sure. But even Chrollo, we seen what it was, like how Chrollo acts when he's trying to kill a person, and he just runs and hides, right? And avoid like a direct conflict. That right there, like based off what I've seen, like Chrollo versus Hisoka, that Chrollo doesn't beat Zeno at all. Even if he uses the same strategy, that's what I'm saying. He has to use different abilities.
I don't think Chrollo would run away from Zeno in a fight. I think Chrollo would just win. I think he was hiding from Hisoka because he thought Hisoka would win hand to hand.
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's the thing. Chrollo himself was also avoiding conflict hand to hand wise when it comes down to like Zeno and Silva. Like he wasn't trying to like attack. He was just like ducking, running, and dodging and blocking.
Because he's not
like,
trying to kill them.
He wasn't actually trying to like attack. Say it again?
Because he's not trying to kill them.
Okay, and even when he's trying to kill Hisoka, what he does? He doesn't like attack.
He spams puppets because he's terrified of fighting him hand to hand.
Does he say that? How can
no,
you like
no,
just say that?
I don't. He doesn't legitimately say that. I was exaggerating, but he spams puppets.
Right, because he has a 100% win rate of like just spamming puppets and killing Hisoka. Mm-hmm. He low diff Hisoka.
Sure, yeah.
I don't see that Chrollo low diffing Zeno.
Well, that's a matchup.
Even Zeno said like
that's a matchup thing. Right? I'm sure you agree that there are certain ways where a weaker character can do better than a stronger character depending on the matchup.
Yeah, but that was like that's like what Sukuna did to Jogo. That's like what Gojo did to Jogo, or like uh teenager time
Hey,
skill.
hey, if
Or
if Zeno fought Chrollo and just used Dragonlance to slice through all the puppets, making the strategy pointless, does that mean he's stronger than Hisoka, who doesn't have an ability to do that?
well, he was using bungee gum and like swinging people around with his bungee gum. So Hisoka is more than capable of killing like a bunch of people, like
Bungee
without
gum
a doubt.
doesn't fly around the entire room. Dragonlance
So with that
can.
being said, you're saying that Hisoka is at a disadvantage because of his Hatsu, but that isn't for us to like change at all. Like we're going based on what we like
Right,
have.
right. But I'm saying
And then also like
that disadvantage doesn't exist against Zeno.
yeah, it doesn't. So thereby he wouldn't lose.
What? No, no, Shadow,
Therefore,
you don't understand. It's like rock, paper, scissors, right? Okay. Zeno can beat this prep plan. He can beat Chrollo's puppet plan because he has a good ability for it. And then that puppet plan can beat Hisoka because Hisoka doesn't have a good ability for it. But Hisoka beats Zeno because of the reasons I listed earlier. It's just rock, paper,
okay,
scissors.
so I get you, but here's where like we collide at essentially. That plan was strong enough to be Hisoka because like of it like Hisoka Hatsu ability, right?
Yes.
But it's the fact that that is all it took in order to defeat Hisoka.
And
I don't
wait,
even see like
a plan that used, I believe, what, a few years and the perfect location, tailor made specifically to beat Hisoka with more abilities than Chrollo has ever used against anyone ever before. And you're saying that's all it took? You think that's like
I'm saying that's
light
all it
work?
took in the sense of like that doesn't even like that doesn't even come close to low difference. That doesn't even beat Zeno whatsoever. We've seen
Well, that's
Hisoka max potential.
but what I'm saying is I don't think Chrollo would need prep to beat Zeno.
What I'm saying is like he absolutely would. So you think like, so? Here's where like I'm falling off track at is the fact that Illumi is comparable to Zeno. Do you think Illumi beats Zeno? Do you think
No,
that?
no.
But Illumi and Hisoka they're like relative. Can you concede to that? Or do you think that?
What do you mean by relative? Like I think Zeno and Illumi are also relative. I think Chrollo, Zeno, Hisoka, Silva, and Illumi are all more or less around the same tier. I just think Hisoka's the
Oh
strongest
wow,
in that
why?
tier.
What makes you? Because like Zeno is above a Nin Master. I think Illumi like I will put Illumi, Chrollo, Kite, and Illumi, Hisoka, Chrollo, and Kite on the same tier, but Zeno and Silva they're just like on the upper echelons because first Silva he's like well in his prime, and Zeno he has more experience than everyone there. I don't think they're on the same tier whatsoever. I think there's like a pedestal, right? Because Illumi even Illumi talent isn't even mentioned on the same caliber as Killua, but we know that Zeno was the head of his family at one point in time,
That doesn't
right?
mean he has as much talent as Killua. Killua has more talent than Zeno. That is
Than
objectively
everyone in
stated.
the Zoldyck family.
Yes.
Yeah, but Killua has so much talent that he's no longer considered the next head whatsoever. Like it's just gonna be Killua. They want
Okay.
Killua, right?
If
Over Illumi.
Killua was born at the same time as Zeno, then Killua would have been the head of the family instead of Zeno.
See what else? You can't do that.
What?
What
No,
else?
that's not the same as what you were
I
doing.
thought Professor, we agreed.
No,
We
King
agreed.
Shadow, King Shadow, King Shadow. If someone more talented than Zeno was born at the same time as him, why would Zeno be picked to be head of the family?
Yeah, he wouldn't have been picked, but the fact remains is the fact that he was picked. And as
Okay,
far
hey,
as
wait,
we
wait, wait,
know,
wait, 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 wait. That doesn't matter because that doesn't compare. Okay, if you have Illumi Illumi is competing with the most talented person in the family's history. Imagine you're a UFC fighter. You're a UFC fighter and you need to fight all of the best UFC fighters in the whole world, and you lose to one of them. You only lose to one of them. You beat everyone else, you lose to one of them. And then you have this other guy. This guy is he does hop keto. He does hop keto at his local hop keto gym. And he beat everyone at that hop keto gym. No diff. He beat all of them. All of the single dads and the out of shape teenagers. He beat them all up. Who do you think is stronger? The guy who just soloed his hop keto gym, or the guy that was number 2 in all of UFC?
The guy who soloed his gym.
Okay. If you really think that, then this conversation is not going to go anywhere.
Nah, it's the guy who's number 2 in UFC. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but it's the fact that Killua is like 12 years old versus Illumi being what, 21, 24?
Well,
around that age.
Yeah, because Killua hasn't reached his full potential yet. They just know that he's more talented, and eventually, once he reaches that potential, he will be more fit to be the clan head or the family head. I was thinking of JJK.
Yeah. But it's like, where do you have like any statements or like any clarification that like Illumi is even relative to Silva and Zeno? Because that just surprised me. Like,
it's
hella.
pretty.
Like,
it's
hold
pretty.
Up, Lilos, you're on mute, right, Lilos?
Lilos is able to interject now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's up? Can you guys hear me?
What's up, Lilos?
Already.
What's up? How you guys doing?
By the way, anyone
Hey,
else in the
decent.
chat, if anyone else in the chat wants to interject, just let me know and I'll unmute you.
Yeah. I'll just be quick. I mean, you guys kind of covered everything that I was going to say. You both brought up some good points. Like, if I were to just give my honest thoughts on it, I think when it comes to Hisoka and Zeno, I think it's very close, and you could make an argument for either one winning. Really, I really think you could. My honest answer, though, I lean towards saying Zeno's above normal Hisoka, and then when Hisoka comes back after postmortem Nen, gains new abilities, then I would put that Hisoka like confidently over Zeno.
Mm-hmm.
And like my reasoning for it, it would kind of just go like this, like Hisoka ranking Illumi a 95 is kind of a big thing. We don't know exactly what he was ranking with Illumi. Maybe it was just aura, right? Maybe that's all it was. But it's I just think, like, where would Zeno and Silva then be? Would they just be like 96, 97? That is possible, but they might be like considerably stronger. Like, this is kind of, I don't know. These are like interesting arguments to make. Another thing I was thinking is like, this is kind of headcanon, but when Killua came back from at the start of the election arc, Killua could open, I think it was like 5 testing gates. There's still 6 and 7. My headcanon was always that like Illumi could open 6 and then Zeno Silva could open 7, but we have no proof of that. I don't know. I think like there still is at least somewhat of a gap between Illumi and Silva, because Illumi's not the head of the family, so like that implies Silva's still stronger. They're relative, but Silva's still a little bit above. And then like Zeno versus Silva is debatable too. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I do agree with what you were saying though, Professor Fiction. I do think they're all in the same tier, but I guess to just like simplify what I was saying a little bit, when it's Hisoka versus Zeno, I think they're pretty much relative in everything, but Hisoka's better at improvisation. But Zeno might be like more skilled at hand-to-hand, because it's essentially
and definitely more experienced.
Well, even the more experienced is debatable, because Hisoka's a battle junkie, constantly fighting like the strongest people he can for fun. Meanwhile, the Zoldyck.
Yeah, Zeno, like real quick, like I this is the part you're like you forgot to like mention as well, because I think we had like a similar debate to this. Zeno has on his shirt, and like you can say it's headcanon or not, but I think it's pretty evident. He has on his shirt that says 1 kill a day. So he at least goes out and kill 1 person a day. But like the thing about that is, it's kind of like a hidden thing that you probably you missed in Hunter x Hunter. When Chrollo survives against like that attack against Silva, that shirt that says 1 kill a day actually gets ripped apart. Thus mean that like he didn't get that kill a day versus Chrollo. Like he didn't get that kill.
I mean,
So,
well,
yeah.
just a quick thing. I mean, even if you take that as literal, I mean, it might just be a joke that Togashi was writing. That it could legitimately just be that simple.
Could
But
also
even if you
include
take
normal
that as,
people too, to be fair.
yeah,
Or
that's
like
the other
low-level
thing.
men
It's like,
users.
Killua has a line of dialogue in Greed Island when he's fighting Beanalt. He's like, the experience I get from a life or death fight is totally different than the experience I was getting from assassinations. Like, you get a lot stronger when you're fighting like challenging battles. Meanwhile, assassins are pretty much going for like the sure kill fights. So, I wouldn't. And we also see Hisoka during the start of the series Hunter exams, like he canonically kills someone every day. Like we saw what happened when he tried not to like kill people for a little bit. He just starts crashing out and just hunts people down. So um and Hisoka goes after challenging fights. Meanwhile, Zeno has a line of dialogue where he's like, I don't want to fight if I'm not getting paid for it. He's like a bread chasing like bread
Here,
merchant, you might even
here,
say.
here's the thing that you're also forgetting about Hisoka is the fact that he's willing to like not fight and willing to like wait on fighting in order to fight a person. And so like he's actually able to control that bloodlust. And like also Hisoka fights fodder as well. Like look at that Hunter examinee he had to fight, or that guy he killed for absolutely no
Well,
reason.
hold on.
Versus
Wait,
Zeno
wait,
who says like it isn't worth.
wait, King Shadow.
Go
Here's
ahead.
the thing, though. Here's the thing, though. We aren't using Hisoka killing those randoms as a good feat for him. You're the one that's using these off-screen featless battles as a good feat for Zeno. We're not using these
No, no, no,
featless
no.
fights.
No, I'm not even trying to use that. What I'm saying is like because you asked it earlier, oh, Zeno could probably be fighting like assassinating fodder or like killing fodder
Just
and
so
whatnot. But I'm
just so you guys
like
know, I'm gonna
Hisoka
probably
does the
wrap
exact
things up in
same
the
thing.
next 15 or so minutes.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, just to clarify, like I was saying earlier, I do kind of lean towards Zeno winning, but only against like Hisoka before getting postmortem Nen, and then even that's debatable. Like there are ways Hisoka can win. Um, I mean, it's really close. It's like a 50-50 toss-up. I just kind of instinctively lean towards Zeno a little bit, but I mean that could be wrong. Like if I made an actual video on it, I'm not sure if I'd still keep that stance, but but yeah, I mean, Killua straight up says like you get more experience fighting challenging fights than you do from assassinations anyway.
My
Yeah.
my
Here's
personal
like
oh,
go ahead, Professor.
I was just gonna say my personal
Oh,
take on it,
yeah.
like to dumb things down as to why I think Hisoka over Zeno is for me. I just generally think that that Chrollo is for sure above Zeno. I do think Zeno can obviously still win under, depending on how the fight goes. It's obviously not impossible for Zeno to win, but I do think Chrollo generally is above Zeno. And then I think Hisoka versus Chrollo is pretty pitch favoring Hisoka just a little bit. And so like just ooga booga power scalar brain. That's generally why. And then you could get down into the nitty gritty, but those are the general reasons.
And honestly, I agree with that too. Like I do think that Chrollo is more likely to beat Zeno in a 1v1. York New City Chrollo, I think, is in a full-fledged all-out fight. And I think the same thing you said, really. Like if Hisoka fought Chrollo, I think Hisoka's slightly more likely to win in York New City. You can even make an argument, like if you're highballing Hisoka, you could make an argument that like nothing in Chrollo's book that he had in York New City, like none of it was enough to guarantee victory against Hisoka, even with a plan. That's why he got so many more abilities added on top before he said that. So yeah, I mean, I agree with what you're saying there. It's just like maybe it's headcanon, but the reason I lean towards Zeno is I just envision him having like better assassination techniques than Killua, and like long range abilities. So I think it's maybe more of a like matchup thing, but yeah, Hisoka probably is just like raw stats stronger than Zeno. But like in my mind, when I think of that fight, I just lean towards Zeno winning extreme diff. But I do agree with what you said though. Like probably in terms of raw stats, Hisoka is the better fighter, and like I mean, straight up, he has win conditions for sure. So
I do think that Zeno could pull it off. Obviously, like I said, they're in the same tier, and Chrollo, Hisoka doesn't have the best options in terms of fighting a ranged fighter. But I do think he still does have the tools at his disposal to win. I mean, like, even when Chrollo was literally hiding and sending swarms of puppets after him from like all around him, he still thought he could pull it off. So like, I don't think somebody standing on the other side of an empty room with one like dragon thing is just an instant GG like matchup kind of thing.
Yeah,
Here's-
I agree too. I mean, like the more I think about it, honestly, it's like I couldn't change my opinion, you know? Like, it was just my gut feeling was like that Zeno would win against normal Hisoka, but lose against the new ability postmortem Nen version. I don't see any way Zeno's beating that version of Hisoka. He's just like shown to be stronger. He has new powers.
Yeah, I was gonna address that. So firstly, Los, like you love doing that, dude. You love doing that. Like even with Jing and Netero, like you'll say like Jing probably beats old man Netero, but prime Netero, I don't know. Like you'll just say stuff like that. Like I don't like it's cool to be fair, but I don't like the fairness. I want it to be like, oh, 100% like, yeah, like this character, like, you know, that's what I love. But besides that, yeah, the reason why I believe that Zeno is actually able to beat postmortem Nin, Hisoka, this is just a statement. But so one way to like estimate how strong like Zeno and Silva is real quick is the fact that like Zeno believed you could say that Silva was enough to take down the Phantom Troop members because he was like, you know, in order to kill Chrollo, taking me out too as well, right? We know this. But then when Henry, who doesn't even know all the Phantom Troop members, he had like Hisoka asked, hey, who will win the fight, me or the Phantom Troop members? And then Henry just straight up said, sorry, I have to go with the troop. And he doesn't even know all of them. He doesn't even know about Uvo.
Yeah, but
he didn't even know about Uvo. And like Illumi as well, he's also there. He didn't even know about him.
But like we know that Zeno and Silva could not take down the Phantom Troop. There's actually no way in the world they'd be able to. Like, if the fight actually kept going, they probably would have killed Chrollo, yes, but there was a real chance they both would have died there. So like for
Or
them
at
to
least one
handle
of
like
them.
the rest of the troop after them. Oh yeah, at least one of them's dying, and then just having the like let's say it was just Zeno, right? Because we saw what happened in that fight. Like everyone was still alive, but Zeno was like pretty seriously damaged. And Chrollo might have had some like Hail Mary technique in his book that could take them both out really at the very end. We don't know. But let's say that fight kept going and then it's just Silva. It would be just Silva versus like Feitan, Finks, Nobunaga, Machi. I don't think he's gonna win that.
No, I honestly think he does because first, like he's already like proven himself to be capable. Because we know for a fact that there's at least two Phantom Troopers with Chrollo at all times in the hideout, at least. And we know that Silva just took out one Phantom Troop members and they decided not to mess with them afterwards, and he came back unscathed, right? And we know that Chrollo is the strongest Phantom Troop members. Like this is just an undeniable fact. I don't, and even the Phantom Troop, well, this is anime only. They praise the Zoldyck family in a sense of first they keep Illumi around, and like the other Zoldyck family member, and they're also like, you know, you'll learn a lot from the Zoldyck family members because like they're like the strongest family of assassins, period. And Silva is most likely the head, I believe. So with that being said, is like I highly doubt Zeno believes that because that's their task. Their task is to take down the whole entire Phantom Troop members, and they know Chrollo exists. And they go with 100% accuracy. Like if they believe they will fail, they will come up with a better strategy and then attack. But they're choosing the fight head on. So yeah, there's also that. And then Hisoka is in that mix too. If you want to actually take into like everything into account, Hisoka is actually part of the Phantom Troop as well.
But they don't know
like at this
Hisoka.
Point,
well, I don't think they actually were 100% sure that they were going to win. That's like pretty implied by
that's what like
Illumi
saying, and Silva had drilled into Killua. Yeah, I highly doubt that they're gonna drill that into them. Like that's how assassins think.
You could just make the argument the reason they drilled that into Killua is because Killua was special. That's like what they say about him all the time. He's different. Like Zeno says that when Killua was kind of
losing him. I think a good way I've always liked to imagine, they can't risk letting him get into a situation where he dies before he meets his full potential.
Okay, yeah, and then my counter argument to that is the well, okay, so here's what I would like say about that, right? Which is like also a good point, but it's just the fact that we see Silva like for sure be like extremely cautious. Like he knows about all the ability, and then he has piggies to like restate his abilities. He also kicks out the poison that Chrollo had does to him, and wraps his hand around it, even though he's immune to poison. You see what I'm saying? Like we see for sure that he's being caught. Even when he says like even when Zeno says, "Hey, kill me in order to kill him," they're saying that like in order to do this, like we have to be 100%. Like if we have to kill each other in order to kill him, we're gonna do it because we're assassins. We get the job done. See what I'm saying? So it's like you can say that, but like what's being shown is just like assassins fight this type of way.
I mean, but it's like just the reality is though the fact that Silva like mid battle thought to himself, we might both die trying to kill him. Like that shows they weren't 100% sure they could solo the Troupe. Like he himself is questioning it mid fight, and it's not like he's just saying that to trick the enemy. That's like internal dialogue to himself. Like that's him straight up questioning like, can we even beat this one dude? Let alone if all the Phantom Troupe were there at the same time.
Okay.
They honestly kind of got lucky that it was just Chrollo there and they weren't all getting jumped.
By the way, not to
they came out
rush y'all, but like I'm gonna probably wrap things up within the next 5 or so minutes.
No worries. Yeah, that was pretty much all my points I wanted to share. So, yeah, thanks for letting me join in.
Yeah, and 10 Shadows Sukuna still beats Gojo, right? Like low do, mid do.
Anyway,
Well,
please, Lilos, we have to have that because, like, I swear, like, I have like some crazy valid points, and I never lost the debate. Like, I debated with 50 other people, I've never lost. Like, I want to challenge you on this so bad. Like, please bring it back up.
I've left the Gojo versus Sukuna days behind.
Okay, so watch this. Can I say like one thing about it real quick, and then you're just gonna like.
Hey, King Shadow, can you bring this up like any other time because like this is
maybe
this
on that.
harder.
Maybe a different day.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna head out though. But yeah, thanks for letting me hop on for a bit.
Yeah, later, man. Catch you around. By the way, everyone
See you guys.
go sub to Lilo's Adventure. He makes really cool videos. Does really fun live
And King
streams.
Shadow, I'm a YouTuber as well.
All right, go sub to King Shadow too.
All right.
If anyone wants to get in some last minute questions or just talk with me real quick, we're gonna end the stream in about 5 minutes.
All right. I have a question.
Yeah, what up?
Why do you think Girita Island Killua beats? Oh no, Girita Island Gon beats Killua.
Creed Island Gon should just be stronger. I don't know if he'd win a fight, but he should be stronger.
Okay. And do you believe the Zodiacs are frauds?
No, I think they're probably stronger than Morel.
Yeah, but in the sense of like, do you think they beat? Oh, like another question. Screw that. Maha Zodiac versus Netero. Do you think Maha is stronger?
No, absolutely not.
Disagree with that. And Uvo, do you think he has more ore capacity than Illumi?
Sure. He definitely hits harder, so he's probably got more aura.
That's bogus. Enhancers naturally hit harder. Like Gon's rock is 20% of his aura. He's only able to use it 4 times.
Yo, Kander
okay.
Udon, did you want to get unmuted, or did you just want to say it in text? Kander Udon asked if you could say something. Here, I'll unmute you. Let me give you the debater role. Ian also asked in the chat, Illumi or Feitan? Illumi got that.
Illumi got that.
Alright, Kander Udon, you are unmuted now.
You can hear me?
Yeah, what up, man?
Yeah. Okay, I'll say a couple things. First of all, it seems super clear to me that Hisoka is stronger than Zeno. At least, I mean, just based on the performances against Chrollo, right? I mean, Chrollo was prepped against Hisoka, and Hisoka was dogging him for a while. Like he got more damage on Chrollo than Zeno and Silva did, and Chrollo was prepped in that fight, and it was a 1v1 as opposed to the fight with Zeno and Silva. So that, to me, I don't see the argument for Zeno over Hisoka.
Well, to be fair,
I think
so King Shadow here, I think, thinks that Zeno just beats Chrollo, and so it's based on that.
Period.
and he thinks like Chrollo. I don't know what he thinks about Chrollo versus Hisoka, but for whatever reason, he thinks that Zeno being above Chrollo is enough to say he'd beat Hisoka.
I mean, I don't even disagree with that because I still think that that Chrollo has a pretty good shot of beating Hisoka generally. Like if you read the recent manga, Chrollo wants all the smoke with Hisoka right now. He said, he's trying to get the abilities, but he's also said, I forget the quote, but he says something like, if I run into Hisoka right now, that's not a big problem.
Oh,
right? Before his
no. So what Chrollo said was, I don't want to run into Hisoka. Because I might die, but even if I do die, then my backup plan is still in place. The spider will live on.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, he says the spider will live on, but he also says I'm ready for the fight. Like he's basically I mean, this is slight headcanon, but I think it's pretty much implied. He's going to sacrifice himself to kill Hisoka if they run into each other. So he's at least confident that he'll be able to kill himself and take Hisoka with him if they get into a fight. He wants to avoid that by getting the new ability or whatever and get the 100%, Chrollo loves fate and all that stuff.
Well, yeah, but to be fair, that might less be about Chrollo's power level. It might be like he might have post-mortem Nen planned ahead. Like, oh, if Hisoka takes me down, I'll have a Nen sticker secretly on him that'll kill him too.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but I mean at that point we're like since it's so new, I mean it's all.
Yeah, we don't really know yet. I definitely think I don't think that like Hisoka's a whole tier above Chrollo or anything. I think it's like 60-40 difference, but I do think Hisoka's at least a little stronger.
Yeah, I think it's a fair debate. I'll also say, I mean, I think generally, like I agree definitely that basically it's Hisoka, Chrollo, Zeno, Silva, Illumi are all in the same tier. Mm-hmm. I would probably put Illumi as the strongest in his family, but I guess that's a controversial take. And because Illumi basically has no feats, but if you're just going based on the 95 factor from Hisoka, I think Hisoka's probably would I think a 95 to Hisoka is enough to put him above Zeno. Like I think Hisoka cooks Zeno more than 95% of the time. Not 95% of the time, but like he's that much stronger than Zeno. Like Zeno would be like a 93 compared to Hisoka.
Definitely an interesting way of looking at it.
I mean, there's not much to go on. Like if you look at feats, like obviously Zeno cooks him, but
Right. No, I know what you mean though. I understand. Yeah. All right. Does anyone else have anything they want to talk about before we end the stream?
Great debate, dude.
Good debate. Good debate. It was fun.
Your Hunter x Hunter stuff is always very on point. I mean, it's better than the Naruto stuff, anyway.
Damn! Oh snap! No,
real quick. Last question. Are we expecting a JJ Hunter x Hunter, JJK scaling as in like grade 1 and etc. special grade and all that? And are we also expecting a JJK Nin category list? That's what I wanted to know.
Possibly the first one. Probably not the Nen category one.
No, that sucks. But that doesn't suck. Whatever. I'm fine. I'll watch it either or. But yeah.
Oh, last thing. What are your thoughts on Bona Lenov about to cook Hisoka? Like, what are the odds?
Hisoka's running for the hills, man. That's all I got. That's all I know.
Bona Lenov. Did you see what he did to Lynch, bro? Oh my God, he's the goat. He's my favorite character right now. I'm not.
Ian asks in the chat, what about Uvogin versus Feitan and Finks? If you mean Feitan and Finks attacking Uvogin at the same time, then that might still be debatable. I don't think that. I'm not sure if I could say Uvogin would beat them 2v1, but Uvogin definitely 1v1s both of them.
I'd agree. That's facts. Yeah.
All right.
I'll head.
Tag team? Yeah, they probably win. All right. I'm gonna call it a night. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you, Kader Udon. Regular in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you, as always, everyone, for tuning in. Make sure you guys join my Discord server. I'm in here all the time, so you can come and talk to me and ask me these questions, not only during live streams. Next live stream is probably going to be a Hunter like matchup bracket, so stay tuned for that. And thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all next time.
Yep.